What's going on, brothers? Welcome to a special episode here on the Oshay Vlogcast channel. Good to see that you guys are going to be here. For those on the live stream, come in and like the video. For those of you who are going to be watching the restream, come do the same thing. Now, many of you guys know that I was supposed to be out of here on a plane to someplace, but something happened. So unfortunately, I'm still here until tomorrow, in which I'll actually be off of YouTube for some time. But since I got delayed in my travels due to my own particular situations, the LAR will tell you that, we're going to give a show tonight based off all the things that have been going on here tonight. We might have some other guests, but right now I'm with the great, the esteemed, the underrated content assassin here of Black YouTube, LAR Movement. What's going on, fam?
What's happening? AKA I got ashy knuckles.
So y'all know with my brother, man, we talk on the daily, and man, he's just an excellent content creator. Ram, we had an interview with Ram the other day. He mentioned the same thing. We're just so glad to have the brother, man. He's such a talent to this side of YouTube. The brother is brilliant and smart. So we wanted to weigh in on tonight's topic. That is talking pro-Black but sleeping entirely white. And a lot of this is stemming around this particular Stephon Clarke situation. There was a particular YouTuber. Her name is China Fox, and she had some particular choice words for those who supported Stephon Clarke. We'll talk about that also. But let's talk about your definition of what, as far as what is pro-Black. What is your definition of what pro-Black means? Or mean to you?
My definition is to be Black first, okay, amongst other things, but sometimes, but pro-Black now is just like Black to the point sometimes where you excuse things you shouldn't excuse. So for me, being pro-Black is being Black first, but people not using it like that now. Like, that's not what they're doing.
Okay, when you say, I'm sorry about that. I'll send the link right now, Sub-Zero. When you say being Black first, can you be so kind as to discuss what you mean by when you say Black first? What does that mean?
To have the same code of conduct, to be tribal in the sense of having the same code of conduct to look out for your own.
Okay.
To hold your own accountable, to police your own, to uplift your own, okay, to ensure the forward progression of your own people. Mm-hmm. In a positive way.
In a positive way. Okay.
Yes.
Let me then ask this, because if this has something to do with policing your own, living by some code of conduct, let's talk about this particular code of conduct. Because in the Black community, there are so many differences of opinion, even with you and me. Although we tend to be more moderate in our views, more balanced in our views. Obviously, I'm sure that there are going to be a particular disagreements between me and you on certain issues, as it is between many people. The Black community is multifaceted with regards to particular thought. So when you say a particular code of conduct, could you maybe elaborate on what you might mean in such a diverse society?
Since I was raised by my grandparents, that would be having manners and respect for your elders. That would mean being able to work as a team within the community. That would mean being accountable, not trying to get over on your own people.
Okay.
Not trying to use your own people, not trying to abuse your own people. Not trying to back out of your responsibility if you do somebody wrong. Like that, like when people used to do something, they may break somebody's window, they will make them work for the house, like in their yard or something, until the debt's paid off if they couldn't pay it.
Okay. Like
a barter system built on reciprocity and respect and responsibility. So in that wheelhouse.
Okay. So let me kind of start right there. I want to give a shout out to the brother Idris Singleton. Oshay here, some vacation donations. Thanks for being on. Thank you, brother. You've always supported. I'm just glad to see everybody in here. I see the moderators already getting to work. Sub-Zero, I sent you the link. Guys, thanks so much. Good to see my brother Hustler, H Hustler in the building, and everybody else. Let me kind of get into this particular. What up, Junk Pal?
JPV.
What you're talking about is, okay, even though we may agree on different sets of religion or different ideologies or different politics, there are going to be some things that, you know, we all are going to be yes, you know, maybe not yes, ma'am or no ma'am, but respecting your elders, respecting other people's properties, you know, basically those values that, you know, any functional society should have. Okay, so that's understandable. Let me then ask you this. When it's saying I'm black first, is it possible that a person could say they are black first, but find themselves involved in a relationship with somebody that is not black?
Possible, but not probable.
What do you mean by when you say that?
We've seen that happen to people who've gone that route, but that is not the. If you do that, that shouldn't be the norm. That it's possible for it to happen, but it shouldn't be probable for it to happen.
Why is that?
Because if you black first, you got to deal with your own first.
Okay.
You know, and second and third if you're talking about mating, because you're gonna run through. Everybody's not gonna fit with you. You know, so if you quick to jump ship, it says a sign that you're probably not black first.
Let me just do this real quick. I want to shout out to Mattis. He's definitely in Poland. He says Poland black the same soul, black first races in Poland because never slave or colonies helped Polish Haitians against France. Let me just bring this up. This is actually true. During the Haitian Revolution, one of the reasons why Haiti won is because the Polish were coming towards Haiti with the French, but the French had a plot to take Poland. But when the Polish found out about this, they turned against the French. So actually the Polish, they're very responsible for Haiti getting their revolution. In fact, some of those people stayed there and they had children in Haiti. So thank you for that, man. That is true. Polish, they did help Haiti in that particular war. So I guess what I want to talk about is this real quick before we get, I don't know if he's Dinus is here. What's going on with you, Flair?
I can't stay long, but I definitely want to drop in and
you know,
I did want to speak on this a little bit. So
okay, before we get to you, because me and Dinus, we have these little conversations about race almost every day, if not a few times a week, and we kind of differ in certain things, and we agree in a lot of things. Dinus, go ahead and drop some knowledge. I know you got your shit on right now, your stuff on. I'm talking about. So I know that you are really ready, brother, to expound on the topic. So, what you wanted to say today, brother?
I mean, so is this basically that we should support brothers like Stephon Clarke no matter what? Is this what we're? Is this
Let's basically get into that because he's sure. Let's open that can of worms if we can.
Yeah, but I mean, it's just the issue with that, Oshay, is what Stephon Clarke. I mean, and this is the thing, Oshay. Me and you were both from the same town as his brother, from the same town. So we know the mentality, and the issue I have with brothers like Stephon Clarke and brothers in general. It's just I see this movement online that basically, and I told you this, you know, when we had our discussion via Facebook. I see black men who are pushing interracial dating like it's the new civil rights movement. You know, I'm seeing black men and women, and some women too. I'm seeing black men and black women pushing interracial dating like this is the solution to the issues in the black community. What's up, Noop? Somebody in the chat room. You know, like this is the solutions to the black community. Now, date what you want, date who you want. I don't care. Mm-hmm. But, you know, me personally, you know, I always knew that getting non-black pussy is not, I guess, moving the needle when it comes to racial progress.
Okay.
You know what I mean? But I just feel that, you know, just the language I'm hearing a lot of black men and Negroes manosphere use and say, and, you know, their talking points, they're making it seem as if that, you know, that by getting non-black pussy, like this is gonna solve the issues in the black community, and that's so further from the truth. You know, that's my issue. As far as Stephon Clarke, this is what you gotta understand, Oshay, and this is the reality, bro. There's a couple things. Number one, now, what Alan Roger Curry, what's up, Noop? Will people like Stephon Clarke, and this is the thing too, Oshay. Oh, hold on. Oshay, stop the show. I got to stop the show.
ARC, you're more than welcome, ARC, to come on. So
yeah. I got to stop the show real quick.
Stop the show. Okay.
Now, you said, who's the dude that got shot in the back in South Carolina? Walter Scott?
Yes, Walter Scott.
You were critical in regards to not, I mean, how do you feel about Walter Scott? Because I know you were actually didn't really give a character. You thought he was a bum dude, which, I mean, he was. But I know you were somewhat kind of fuck Walter Scott because he was a bum dude. Am I right or wrong?
No, I'm going to tell you like this, man. When it comes to police brutality with certain, him being shot in the back was wrong. And the officer should have been prosecuted to the highest extent of the law. That I couldn't deny. Do I feel sorry for? Did I feel sorry for him at the time? No, at the time I didn't. I didn't feel sorry for him because you're playing a stupid ass game, which you put yourself in that position to, and you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't be doing what you're doing. So I mean, it's hard for me to get out and really defend him. But that was at this particular time. I can't say that I'm a little bit more compassionate towards the issues now. But at that time, that was my thinking. Okay.
But at that time, okay, got it. But it's just my issue, bro, is would a guy like Stephon Clarke ride hard for guys like me and you? That's the issue. Because I'm to the point now, I think, I'm not saying the black community, there needs to be a purge in the black community, because there's just too much clowning going on. There's too much clowning going on in the black community, but there needs to be a line that needs to be drawn. You know what I mean? Yes, I support black men, but black men who are not contributing, who are, I would say, well, not contributing, who are being negative, who are offering nothing of value to the black community, we got to draw a line now. Because, I mean, we can't keep using these excuses like he was young. I mean, everybody has a cell phone. You have the internet. Everybody knows right from wrong. Okay. So, the whole, from everything from brothers is killing brothers because of white supremacy, to the comments he made, to he's just young and ignorant. I'm even hearing brothers saying we need to give him a shot. We should have gave him a shot and not quit on him because Malcolm X was a coon at one time too. Okay. But it's like, come on, bro. Everybody has access to information they really wanted. Everybody knows right from wrong, bro. And I'm not saying the cops were right. We can't justify what the cops did. They were wrong. Right. But a guy like Stephon Clarke would not ride for you. So why should we use black resources to support this guy? I mean, where's the Asian community at? He had an Asian girlfriend. Okay. Oh, our baby mom, whatever you want to call it. Where's the Asian community at? Mm-hmm. So my thing is, the black community, we need to support people who are serious about moving the needle forward for black people, and stop giving these people a pass for the fuckery. And no, sisters do not get a pass on the fuckery. I get on them too. Trust me, I get on these dusty black feminists as well.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. That is true.
And it's documented. That is true. I'm not simping here. Trust me, I get on them a whole lot.
Yes, you do. That's true.
So that's just the point I'm making.
Okay. And I know that you do at some point have an interview. I'll actually keep it going as long as you can to get your interview's about an hour, right? Maybe.
I just interview for an hour, bro. I just,
okay, and you can definitely come back.
I can't do the marathons. I know this is with you is a 3-hour situation. So by the time I get done, y'all still be going. So
look, and I'm probably stand up, and I'm gonna book this ticket tonight, someplace, nigga, someplace.
And I just want to say one last thing. Go ahead. Jay, I know this is the truth. This is my issue with a lot of black men.
Okay.
And black women. Like, I don't care who you date, but it just kills me how, and this is what I noticed from a lot of black men and women. You bash black women, you bash black men because now you're interracially dating. But as I mentioned with black women, I will run to these black women in LA who will bash black men. Black men ain't shit. Black men treat me like a dog. You know, they treat me like shit. But then they will go and hook up with Bill in Orange County, get passed to Bob in Malibu, and get passed by everybody, get treated like shit, still aren't married, still hella dusty. But the white men or the non-black men were treating them like shit as well. But I think their pride won't allow them to admit that, okay, I thought the grass was greener on the other side of the fence, and it wasn't. Same thing with black men, especially in Sacramento, Oshay. They will say, hey, I ain't fucking with these sisters because they got an attitude. Right. I can't stand them. But then they will get with the most ghetto and ratchet, usually Asian women.
Yes, this is
that
true.
Are hood. I mean, this is true.
This is true.
And it's just like, okay, like you're getting with a non-black woman who's competing to be more ratchet than the most ratchet black woman. So I don't understand. I mean, you know, and we know what we're talking about because people have this idea that all Asian women, you know, are submissive and kind. But in Sacramento, especially South Sacramento, you have a lot of Cambodian. Even the Filipino girls are now turning ratchet as hell. Laos, and then Hmong, and then, you know, you have the and they're not really Asian, the Pacific Islanders. You have Tongan and Samoan. Yes. But these women, okay, because in South Sacramento, there's really not a lot of Chinese and Japanese and Korean. I mean, they're there, but not like the other Asians I just mentioned. But they're more ratchet and hood. Like, what's this girl on Love and Hip Hop? Mimi, Simply Mimi. What was her name? I forgot her name. In Atlanta, the last season. They are ratchet as hell, more hood than the black chicks. But black men, again, like the black women in LA, just won't come to terms, and they're usually in a worse situation or just a bad situation if they just would have stuck with the black chick. But yeah, I just, you know, that's how I feel about it.
Okay. And like I said, man, you definitely welcome. I see Sub-Zero's joining in here. Before we go back to LAR and then Sub-Zero, this is what I have to say just briefly about and Ghana Dan, you can definitely get on, man, if you want to, man. Let me know. Shout out to my boy KJ Littlejohn, and I'm gonna shout out the Yeti in a minute. Here's what I gotta say about black men getting killed by the police officers. I used to go real hard on niggas that used to get killed, but I used to make some of my most controversial. I used to make people unsubscribe all the time. The reason why I don't really comment on the actual killings themselves is because I'm very sensitive to my audience, and whether what I personally feel should happen, I don't publicize it anymore because I don't want to be a guy that's like dividing black men anymore and something like that because of how I feel. I know some black men it's a very touchy subject. This is what I will say. A guy like Stephon Clarke and guys like him that have whatever experiences that they have when it comes to, you know, African-American women or whatever, you know, and you're right, Dynas, everybody has a personal choice. Everybody does, right? Whatever choice you take. And a lot of black men do find themselves with ratchet ass Asian women and, you know, white women or fat white women. We understand this. I think the situation that we are also talking about is, you know, how do these guys come about? And I believe that is where I spend a lot of my energy and my talking points is in what situations do these guys even become created? And in what situations these guys come created, how do they get treated? What brings their animosity to whatever there is? I mean, because we can say you could pick up a cell phone and do this and that makes absolutely sense. But if these guys are not being put in these certain situations in the first place, and if we can stop that, then Black America won't even have an encounter with the cops. That's where I am with that particular position. But you do make some great points. Let me go to LAR real quick, and then we'll get to a Sub-Zero.
I'm just gonna try to be calf contrary at the moment.
Okay.
If you don't want guys like Stephon Clarke, you gotta stop being. You gotta realize they're in homes that tell them other people are better. You know, people's parents tell them, you know, that other races are better. So that's the advice they're getting from their elders at times. So if you get mad at them, that's understandable. But at the same time, I mean, at some point, we've all heard somebody in our family say, go get you a white girl, go get you a white guy. and that's synonymous, or let them fools go and go get somebody else. So is that the reason? So can we just come to terms with the fact that some of these people are created because that's what we wanted, that's what we've been told to do? I'm not saying to go with it, but I am gonna say, you know, that happens. We don't have any problems with, we do have problems with it, but we got family members with blonde hair telling us that they pro-black. You know what I'm saying? Like,
facts.
we have these situations where you got people, you know, trying to tell you how you need to be. Like, here's my issue with this thing.
Mm-hmm.
People want to fall off and say, you know, and I said this earlier today. You have people saying, you know, don't support the guy because he made bad comments about black women, and that's wrong. I can understand it's wrong. And then saying, we protect y'all, we got y'all back. But here's the problem. Eric Garner's wife was black and his daughters was black, and they threw him under the bus after he died too. So, you know, we're riding for people when we feel like it. We make excuses for who's cool and who's not at our convenience. Mm-hmm. So I'm done. I'm taking too long. I'm long-winded.
No. You know, you the least long-winded out of all of us. Shout out to Sub-Zero, because you know Sub-Zero, boy, he like to talk, man. You know, Sub-Zero be breaking it down, man. Sub-Zero, man, come on, man. We're glad to have you, brother, on the channel. He's actually the first person that responded to the email. Where's the link, nigga? Go ahead, man. Pick yourself off mute.
Man, you know what? Your internet sound janky, man. Every time you talk, it sound like C3PO sometime, man. But
I spend at least $2 a month for this shit, nigga.
Yeah, man. What's up, Donis? If you you know, Donis and LAR, what's up with y'all, man?
What's up, man?
Glad to have you back, bro.
Ain't nothing, man. My thing is this, man. When you talking about riding for somebody, one of my biggest questions I want to ask is, what does that look like? Like, what, a hashtag or a Facebook post or maybe a YouTube video? I mean, to me, a lot of times I think if we're going to ride for people, we're either going to empower ourselves economically to go and change the system like Dr. Claude Anderson talked about, or we're going to get a gun, go out there and exact some real justice. Otherwise, I don't even think nobody can ride for this guy unless they go out there and, you know, do one of those two things. I think we can, you know, have a feeling in our heart about, hey, that was wrong. You know, when I saw Alton Sterling's son crying, somebody, I want my daddy, I felt that. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? But I know in my heart, I didn't do anything. All I did was say, I could tell you I'm riding for him, but what does that really physically look like? Okay. Did I take some money and mobilize so that we can go and change that system? Or did I just make a hashtag or make a comment here and there? Like, it's, to me, I'm thinking like it's much ado about nothing, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Let me do this. I'm going to get into some real serious commentary here. I'm glad we have 229 people watching. So, guys, I promise you I'm going to make a decision. I was supposed to be up out of here today. I guarantee I will not be on here tomorrow at all. So, because I got into some shit, so I couldn't leave today. But let me go ahead and shout out some super chats, you guys. And thank you, guys. The forum is back up. We had a little bit of issues, but the forum is back up. So, guys, subscribe to the forum. It's back up. We had to, you know, pull it down, but thank you for your support. KJ Littlejohn says, great topic, y'all. The Yeti 90. I have a mixed race friend whose grandfather used to be a Grand Dragon in the KKK. His birth got him out of that life. Won't work for everyone, but it can. My boy, Rusty Balls. Now, Rusty Balls, if I'm not mistaken, I watch your YouTube channel, at least one of them. You may have another channel too, but I like your content, bro. You're very interesting. You're always in your car. So I've checked you out. I think you have another channel, but so guys, subscribe to Rusty, man. He's really good YouTuber. I need to get him on here, man. He's actually pretty good. So shout out to you, brother, man. I didn't even know you. I know you were talking about certain things in this side of the manosphere. So, but you're a really good YouTuber, bro. You can go really far. JL Edwards, tied for the homies. Thank you, $2. Medi McTow, stay up, man. Thank you, $1.99. Guys, get the likes up. You niggas know how we do over here. 234 watching. I ain't did a show in like 3 days. So y'all know what you need to do. Get the likes up, and you guys know how we is on the super chats now. Get them up. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta get my tricking up for these fat holes. So let's get the likes up first, though. You know what I mean? I know the super chats will come in, but guys, go ahead and do that. This is what I want to know from the panel, and I'll start with Dynas real quick. Okay, Stephon Clarke has these things to say about Black people. They're very pejorative, and it's, you know, he thinks his child is Asian and Indian, and I don't know if he's trolling, because I looked at his Twitter, and it seems like he's the kind of guy that likes to just say shit for attention. All right. He's a criminal. He's a pimp. He's all these things about him. So my question is, if a person is talking bad about the race he's from, should we as a community say, you know, let's send a message by saying, you know, we can't fuck with him because he doesn't follow any of the rules. And if we support him, it's just going to continue to make other Blacks do whatever they want without any consequences. So that's my question.
I think, I mean, let's see how other communities, and I know people hate when we use other communities as an example, but we have to take it there. If we'll say Stephon Clarke was Jewish, and if he said he's not fucking with any Jewish bitches, would the Jewish community come out and help him? If Stephon Clarke was Chinese, and he said he's not fucking with any Chinese bitches, you know, the only thing yellow he like is his vanilla wafers, would the Chinese community come out and support him?
No.
So again, we have to draw the line somewhere, and people have to be made an example of, bro. That's just, I mean, that's just the way it is, man. Because these cats know better. I mean, they know better, man. You know. So I just think, yeah, I mean, if you're not adding anything of value to the community, then yeah, we can't do anything. We really can't. We really should not be pushing resources and supporting people who are not helping us out. I mean, that's just how I feel about it.
Okay. No. It's a fair answer. Okay. Let's go to LAR movement. LAR, this is, don't do the liberal thing, but just, you know.
Hey, I'll be back, brother. I'll be back.
All right, you be back. And if there's any other YouTubers that want to get on this particular topic, you know, you're more than welcome to join. Shout out to BB. God damn, 49. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and shout this out. But go ahead. Let me read this super chat real quick. Thank you again, brother. I appreciate you, fam, for the donation. Let me get my boy Quentin Maldonado in here as a moderator. He says, I'm not married to a Black woman and have done far more than many Black men who are. I've mentored and hired Black men and continue. We need to not get distracted by symbolism. This is a great panel and a subject that must be debated. Brother, I thank you so much. I appreciate you. You're always supporting us here on the channel, and I know who you are. So guys, thank you so much, man, for the support. I really love to see you, brother, support this, because, you know, we take this money and we fund the forum. We have the ebook that coming out that we have for free. We do try to do a lot for brothers, what we do get from the channels and stuff. So thank you so much. LAR, should he get supported, in, you know, yes or no, in your opinion?
What Dinah said made me think. And yes or no brings up our hypocrisy as a group.
Okay.
Because you said that he was like a criminal and a pimp.
Okay.
So I'm guessing you're getting that from whatever was like his criminal record or things that he probably said on his Twitter, right?
Yes.
So the reason I bring it up is because in our community, we have no problem supporting people who are criminals and pimps if they get caught on the bad end of the law, whether even if they were done wrong and it was wrong. But because he had a Asian girlfriend and he talked crazy, that's what wrote him off. So we as a people got to figure out, you know, we got to stop riding for people. We could ride, like when T.I. went to jail, people was riding for T.I. Right? When people sell drugs and get caught, we ride for them.
Okay.
When people go out and do other criminal activities, if they get caught, or not necessarily get caught during the activity, or their reputation precedes them and they wind up getting towed up for police brutality, we ride for them.
Okay.
So this guy did both. And what made people jump off ship was he had an Asian girlfriend.
Okay.
I think that's a problem.
This is strong points. Shout out to my man Blake 1980 with the $15 PayPal. Thank you so much, brother. Y'all always supporting Let's go to my man Sub-Zero 3639. I'm gonna weigh in on my unique view, but let's see what we have, Sub-Zero.
Let me say this. It's a double-edged sword when you are with someone white. Can you take your resources and help the Black community? Yes, you can, and that's a good thing. So I'm not like Nate Parker, for example. Nate Parker, if you go back and do the research, he met his wife at 17, 18. I mean, when he was just a freshman at Penn State. So when he finally left Penn State in the midst of those charges, he married her in 2006. Fast forward some years later, he winds up becoming, cognizant of his race-based consciousness. Next thing you know, he does a film to express that, called, Birth of a Nation. Well, people got upset because he had a white wife. I will give him a pass on that. Okay. But if he goes and but at the same time, it's like, it's good he did that. But let's say Nate Parker, becomes a multi-billionaire. All the wealth and everything he goes back into the Black community, because as a Black man, or as a man, period, your wife is probably usually going to outlive you. So you really didn't move the needle outside of what you did. And I commend any brother that's married to someone that's not Black to do something, move the needle regardless, single, married, whatever, to even if it's interracial. But I do think it is a somewhat revolutionary act to create a Black family, have Black kids, and leave Black intergenerational wealth. We're fighting against people that were thinking about their kids that's living today 100 years ago. So just think about that. If the people we trying to come up against when they shoot an unarmed Black man, somebody was thinking about them 100 years ago. Somebody was thinking he's going to be around. Nathan Rockefeller was coming. So John Sr. was like, you know what? Let me do this. Let me do that. Let me make sure that I'm speaking and controlling my wealth and my fortune from the grave. Those are the people you're doing war against. And we thinking, just what I can do with my happiness and my, what I can get right now. But when you do that, you really stop and sell the next generation short.
Can I?
Yeah. Go ahead and weigh in on it, and then I'll get my unique spin on it. But go ahead.
I think when it comes to that financial part, it's the part that I got to disagree with Sub-Zero about. If you're Black and you have money and you marry somebody who's non-Black, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to live in a Black community. So your kids are not going to really be around majority Black people. So we see the like, for instance, even though that's not his daughter per se.
Okay.
Lionel Richie's daughter don't date Black men, right?
Okay.
I don't know if Quincy Jones' daughters date Black men or not, but when we see wealthy people, what is Bob Johnson? His daughter is married to a white guy. You know what I'm saying? So when you talk about the wealth as it goes into the next generations, it goes into the communities of the people they marry. How often do you see like the dude that just got out of jail and married and got the billionaire chick pregnant?
Yeah, the criminal guy. What's that motherfucker's name, man? I don't know what his name is.
How often do you see people in that situation move to a Black community and then raise their family around Black people?
No, never. Yeah,
that's the problem with it financially. So that's all I'm saying.
But LAR, are you saying that every Black person of wealth and of means marries white?
No, I'm saying almost 90+% of the people who have wealth and are Black are in predominantly white neighborhoods. So eventually, just because you don't see it right now, them grandkids gonna be what we call in Louisiana passe blanc. They might not be white, but they're gonna be passing for white.
Okay. We fundamentally disagree, but therein I do agree with you in that if you don't instill that race-based consciousness, that will happen. That I do agree with that. But that, like, for example, Ricky Smiley's son made that comment. I'm just not even physically attracted to Black women. I'm like, what the hell wrong with you? But he went to school with white
Black neighborhood.
Yeah, he went to white. Yeah, so that and therein they didn't instill those values. I agree with you.
Let me shout out to a brother real quick. Cooper, thanks for the content. I appreciate you in the panel. The brother was still young and could have changed his perspective over time. Hey, Reg, man, if you want to come on, you can too. Shout out to my boy Cotrell Evans, man. He's been following me for a minute in the Manosphere content since I had like 200 subscribers. So I always like to give people a lot of props for, basically been following me for a long time. I love all you guys. You niggas get on my nerves, but I love you just the same. Let me just make a point here. It may going to be a very unique. It's going to be called punching from a different angle. And here's the angle that I would like to present to everybody on the particular panel, and black men in particular. We need to look at ourselves as a separate community. And this is very, very powerful. What I'm about to say is going to confuse some people. We have to look at ourselves as Hong Kong. Well, yeah. What do you mean? Well, Hong Kong is a part of China. It has Chinese values, but Hong Kong is completely autonomous from China. They have their own currency. They have their own GDP and everything. Here's what we need to understand now as black men. Dynas is talking about the situation, looking at, he's a coon, he's the black community. The black community that Dynas is describing is a matriarchy community. That is a community that people are looking for brothers like himself, LAR movement, to come back and clean up the messes from other people. We don't hold any standards in that community. We don't run anything in those communities, and people have no respect for us in those communities. So when it comes for sticking up for Stephon Clarke, I don't look at it as representing black women, the black community. What I look at it from is I'm looking at is he is a black man. To me, I wish that he was married to a black woman. And I particularly prefer black women myself. But as African-American men, we need to look at ourselves as a group. Okay. And we need to put our needs first. This means that if the guy is shot, and if you agree with the shooting was wrong, then what you must look at, and you cannot put your needs as to the black community, because the black community doesn't care about you. That's just, we know that, it's evident. Okay. There's nothing that you can do to fix it at this point. So then what black men need to do is pull their support out from this community thing as a whole. Right. And what they should look at it is don't look at it from a black community perspective, but look at it from a black male perspective. Look at it from, okay, as a black man, if that's my son or if that's me, how does that affect me? How does that affect my son? How does that affect my nephew? And everybody will look at it from a certain perspective, but stop looking at it from a black community perspective. We have to look at ourselves and our needs as a distinctive group. We need to stop focusing on black women. Okay. We need to stop looking at ourselves as, no, fuck that. Okay. We're not this is a conversation that's not for women. That's why they're not here on this panel. Okay. As black men, we really, really need to take our needs and what we have to do first. Okay. When he says something about black women, I could care less. Really, I could. I don't give a fuck. Because to me, they say that shit about brothers all the time and nobody gives a fuck. And I'll give you a point. China Fox made a response video to what she said on her tweets, and black women were saying, you go head on, queen. So therefore, you cannot do anything for African-American women on that particular vantage point. So we got to really look at what helps us. And if you feel that by any small chance, what he did, regardless of who he's married to or who he's dating, if what he did bothers you, then you ought to put yourself in that situation and say, could this happen to me? And then another thing that we need to examine is we need to examine this. Why are black men dating white women? Why are black men dating Asian women? Why are black men doing this? See, these are certain things that if we want to have a community, and I definitely agree to the point that, we need black communities. We need black men with black kids. I want my kids looking like me. That's true. But we need to address, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is Stephon Clarke going to be able to get a black woman that's going to have any respect for him? I mean, you got to think about it. We are African-American men. None of us on here are married on this particular panel. Not that we wouldn't want to be married, but is the juice worth the squeeze? I mean, we're all very successful. I mean, I'm in medical school, LAR movement. You're a college graduate. So is Sub-Zero. we're all pretty bright. And for whatever reason, as guys who can help the black community, we're unmarried. What's the reason for that? So we need to start looking at the same problems and situations that we have with black women. These other guys who don't have the same experience or the money or the education, they have those same problems. So again, let us start taking ourselves out of this whole black community fucking thing. Let us look at ourselves from the black male community. Let us be autonomous in our conversations. And that's something I want everybody to start doing. I'm not, trying to tell you what to do, but you really need to look at yourself as your own independent group. Because when black women look at themselves, they look at them as totally autonomous from you. And they don't give a fuck how you feel. They don't give a fuck what you think about. That's what we need to start having discussions as. And we can do that without getting mad at them or calling them names. But this is what we need. We need to be very divisive in our conversations and what fits us. Okay. Guys, go. Who wants to weigh in on this? And I'll read the super chats in a minute.
I'm gonna try. This little boy beating on this drum like he ain't got no sense. But I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this right here. When you really look at it, women acquiesce to power.
Okay.
Women are not loyal. I don't expect black women are going to acquiesce to power, be it white or even if it's black. So for us to act in our own self-interest would be acting in the interest of building a black patriarchy, which would thereby benefit the whole of us, because I do love black women because I'm a black woman. I'm from a black woman. So
yes,
by default, soon as we obtain power, wealth, and influence, and we act in our own self-interest, we will then build those economics, which will be that first floor that Dr. Clarke talked about. Then we'll start renting and leasing politicians. Then we'll control the judicial system and start affecting the laws and education and so forth and so on. But, acting in our own self-interest would include building a patriarchy where we are actually in control of our own communities. And yes. So I don't even like, to me, logistically, what does it look like on the ground? Like, I can ride for a dead dude that got shot, but what action am I going to take? A lot of times I have to ask, and we as black people in this social media hashtag age need to ask ourselves, what actionable steps are we going to take to change this as men? Are we going to fix it? Or are we going to make videos? No offense, because we all do that.
Yeah.
But, is that it? Are we going to do something economic? Are we going to do something? Are we going to physically take a gun and go shoot the cop that killed his brother and show them that you can't just put your hands on a black man and without repercussions? If we're not willing to do that, then we cannot talk about. I think it's futile to talk about taking and riding, and because we're not really doing. All we're doing is just talking about how we feel in our hearts.
That's true. That's definitely true. It's a great point. I don't disagree with that at all. And we'll talk more about that. Let's go ahead to LAR. What's your response to what he's saying or what I'm saying?
I think we do need to really actually start with ourselves. I believe that.
Mm-hmm.
The thing about it is we might in-house have to say we're going to have to cut some people off in-house.
Mm-hmm.
Because there are people who are traitors among us. There are people who are unproductive among us.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who like it the way it is and will sabotage us. So if we're going to make any moves, the first things before we can go forward is clean house. And part of our, I don't know how to say this properly, I don't think. Part of our hypocrisy is this. Even if we were to build better families, we still call the Jack and Jill process a coon process. So even if we're talking about the best and the brightest families hooking up with the best and the brightest families and creating and interchanging wealth and dynasties, people are still left out of that because they feel like, they should be in that stratosphere too, even though they're not putting up the family work to get there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, in my estimation, coming from a patriarchal sense, because that's kind of like stemming from like rich arranged marriages. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So even with this hashtag society, we're looking at people that we probably don't want to work with half of the time too.
Mm-hmm.
So, we actually got to sit down and say who's on the team and who's not. That's just my thoughts on that.
Okay, let me do this. I want to just give out some shout out super chats. New Indiana Jones made casting be female MGTOW. Omega Dress, thank you for the 489 super chat, bro. Appreciate you. E Hawthorne It does not matter what black men's sexual preferences are. It's what they're willing to bring to the community that it should matter. I agree. Match his life. He posts some Polish rap. Rob Cruz, Oshay, Puerto Rican from NYC representing. We go through the same stuff, supporting. Yes, y'all do, man. I know y'all do. My man with the Korean writing $5. Thank you so much. Cooper, thanks for the content. I appreciate you on the panel. The brother is still young, could have changed his perspective over time. Mehdi MGTOW, thanks for the shout out. MGTOW, Unite Brothers. Let me ask you this real quick. Okay, so let's kind of get into this particular thing right now. I know that people feel like you cannot, in Stephon Clarke's situation, you cannot talk about black people with a non-black woman. But can you be pro-black talking about black people when you've talked about black people in the past and have not been honest about it? So let's talk about this kind of China situation, Black China, if we can. Can she be pro-black with her talking points about Stephon Clarke's situation? Let's start with you, LAR.
Sorry about that. It took too long. No, she can't. No, you can't rail against the very same thing that you were doing around the very same time he was doing it. Mm-hmm. You can't do that. Like, no, you can't. You've X'd yourself out of that situation. You know, and I don't want to change the subject, but I just want to say this quick and get it over with.
Okay.
Are we pro-black in our spending habits? You know, so if we want to be pro-black, we got to be pro-black all the way. You know, we can't be pro-black in ideology, but kumbaya in spending. Mm-hmm. But as far as the China Fox goes, no, like, and that's the problem. We have too many people who get to tell people your black card is revoked, but if you look in their history, they're doing the very same thing that they're revoking people's black cards for. Mm-hmm. So that's the issue. But I'm done.
Before I get back to Sub-Zero, this is what I want to say about Black China. And Red the Bad Guy, if you want to come on, you definitely can come on. I don't necessarily have a problem with Black China or Cynthia G. You know, I think that Cynthia G and China Fox, they have a particular kind of audience that supports their talking points, and they have an audience that is for them. And I don't think that, black men should be, offended by, women that feel the way that they do. I think women like that, you just, you don't really, engage them or anything like that, and just kind of let them do what they're doing. But what I will say about China Fox, I think with her, if that would have been before she came to YouTube, because she's very, very volatile with some of the things that she says about, blacks, and she's very passionate about what she's saying. You know what I mean? And I think, like, if her tone wasn't so abrasive, like, her tone is so abrasive that she's the kind of person that makes you want to go out and look out for some dirt on her, because her speaking tone is so abrasive. I think if China Fox would have came out and said, back in the day, I did this, but now I'm here. See, that's what people say about Malcolm X. Well, Malcolm X is a type of white woman, but Malcolm X was very transparent about his life. He wasn't trying to hide anything. And see, the thing is, if I am not transparent, like I tell you, like I can't stop tricking, right? If I come on here talking shit about motherfuckers who be tricking, and then you find out I'm tricking, now you be like, okay, now you're a liar. And the thing about it is like, if she would have been like that in the first place, like, yeah, I used to date white men, but now I don't date white men anymore, and this is the reason why. She didn't say that. People had to go out and find that. So, and then when you're out here attacking people for something that you used to do, and you don't address that you used to do it, you don't tell people your transformation. That's the problem that a lot of people have with China Fox. And for somebody who watches her channel, I think it makes it very difficult for somebody to really be like, are you really serious right now? And it's not nothing against her personally, but I think that's the problem that a lot of people have, is that, this is something that you could have cleared up, and people didn't have to go out and find it on your Twitter when you're out here, you're so adamant and calling other people's names and they don't deserve their support, when you could have clarified your situation from the jump and you failed to do it as if like you're trying to hide it or something. I think that's the problem that people have with her. Sub-Zero, go ahead and shout out to my man Brandon L and BB. I'll read yours in a minute. Go ahead, Sub-Zero.
I'm a little in the dark. I don't know who the hell China Fox is.
Okay.
I know Cynthia G, but all I know is she just makes videos saying beta male coon all the time. And so I've watched a couple of her videos. When the guy got killed in Greece, she called him a beta male coon. That was the last time I watched one of her videos. I was like, damn, did you do any research on this guy? Because it was like the day it happened. Right. But, for the most part, I don't know, man. I just, on this subject, I think it's kind of blatantly obvious. If you talking black and you sleeping white, then you by default, you're a hypocrite. I mean, you can't be out here talking. There's one thing to do something. It's one thing doing something and active in the black community. But even if I was, I wouldn't be talking. I would just simply be doing. So, but that's the main thing for me. Let me go say this, boy, before he hurt himself.
Okay, we still here, man. And then let me also say this, and now this part of the conversation, I want to talk about like, why are black men dealing with non-black women? Because it seems like a lot of black women have a problem with, and some black men too. And let me just say this: there's a lot of brothers out there that are dick policing, and I'm gonna tell you, black men, this, and only kind of problem that I would probably, let me not say that, for heterosexual men. Okay, if a man is heterosexual, which is actually an honor these days, all right. We have a lot of brothers who are dick policing them because they're not dating black women. Okay. Here's what we want to talk about right now. The brother that got killed in Greece, I know multiple black men that are here, they living in Europe with non-black women. Thank you, Trent Wilson. We need to get to the bottom of why are black men dating non-black women in the first place. This is what we need to do. We need to have this conversation as black men. And the last thing that you black men need to do, okay, is to be dick policing other black men. Because, most of you brothers have had, and black women too, you've had some issues with dating within the race, within the community, right? You know how hard it can be. It's very difficult dating in our community. We all understand this. So if you know that somebody has a difficult time dating in the community, that's just like somebody that doesn't want to live in Compton or don't want to live in East Baltimore or wherever. You brothers got to stop doing that, because if you are dick policing other black men, that's going to come from other people. So, if you really want to help black men get married to other black women, then what you need to do is to really start working together. You black men need to start sticking together. You black men need to start networking and start doing some of the things that we're talking about, having these certain conversations. Let us not start shaming brothers because they like they're with a certain kind of race. All right. Even if you don't agree with it, that's not for you. Don't know what that particular black man has been through. And we need to be sensitive to our needs. I'm going to say it again. We need to be sensitive to our needs. And that's one thing that a lot of black men are not. We are not sensitive to our own needs. Reg the Black Guy, put your email. So if we're not sensitive to our own needs, then we cannot expect others to be sensitive to our own needs. And so that's something that you black men need to understand. All right. And I really hate to see brothers doing that dick policing on certain dudes because they dating a certain race. Trent Wilson, $5. Great point, LAR. $10 out of St. Louis. BB, most black women are not checking for brothers focused on retirement, traveling, career, etc. But other women are. Swag is most important to our women. Okay, let's talk about that, because the BB is a very powerful brother. Won't tell you who he is, but he's definitely all over the world. Just came back from Uganda not too long ago. Let me start with this, LAR. Why are black men? Why? Because you said Cynthia G made a video. There's China Fox making videos. Certain Chrissy making videos about black men with white women. Okay, why are black men dating white women or other races of women in the first place, in your opinion?
I think black men are tired of black women's fuckery and tired of the ideology that you have an excuse to do it, but I just got to take it. And I think, it was good for the goose is good for the ganders, going both ways. And even when we talk about getting power, getting wealth, creating your own economy, being an entrepreneur, even some of the black men in the highest positions, who are entrepreneurs, who are businessmen, who are powers within their right in this life, even they have been treated in a disrespectful manner by their black wives publicly. So it makes it look as though it really doesn't matter what a black man does, because, the black female disrespect is just built into the relationship. So guys don't want that. And unfortunately, our women show that they know it, because when you talk to women about dating men of other races, what do? We got to take the attitude off the table. We got to take the disrespect off the table. We got to take the sabotaging this guy's income and life off of the table. We have to actually be pleasant to be around, and black men see that. So I think Sub-Zero is right. Most women aren't loyal. They're loyal to power, but black men see collectively, like, even if you have power, she's not going to be loyal. So it creates a bigger problem. So I'm done.
Okay. Go ahead. Let's let Sub-Zero weigh in on that point. Go ahead, Sub-Zero.
I don't really I don't know, man. I'm not really like, when I approach a relationship, right? This has just always been my circumstance. I hope for the best, but I expect the worst. Be it, I don't give a damn. I've been all over the world. I've been to different countries, stayed there for a while, playing basketball and stuff. Women are women to me. Like, I don't look at any other race better. I think that's the stereotype. I've met some of the sweetest, most gentle sisters you want to meet. I done met some of the most angry, stuck-up white women you want to meet too. I've never dated a white woman. To me, when you say wild brothers dating outside their race, I can understand it. But with white women, I just don't see an attraction. Like, I rarely do I see a white woman I would even want to have sex with. Like, I just am not attracted to them. So to me, I don't see the fascination when brothers like white women are getting thick. I'm like, sisters been thick. So to me, and I don't have this worldview that the attitude is there and prevalent and stuff. When I come into a circumstance, I give people chances to be who they are. And usually when you come into it with that attitude, it actually helps the situation. That doesn't mean they can't have an attitude, because I'm a black man. I done ran into some negative. I can tell you some horror stories too. But if you come into it like, okay, I'm going to give this a chance. This is like when you walk out the door and you try to walk up to a sister and get her name or phone number. It's like, okay, I expect her to give me an attitude. And sometimes that comes out. To me, I just don't think like that. I just don't. And I'm not, I know it's not trying to say I'm better than anybody. I think I just don't expect when I go up to a sister or when I'm talking to a black woman that I'm going to get all this. When I get it is when I react accordingly, but not at first. I give people the benefit of the doubt. And I've actually been somewhat successful with it, but I mean, to a certain extent, but at the end of the day, it's like, I don't know, man. I don't look at it one way. Like, this whole race of women, our women are like that. I think part of it has a lot to do with our economics. And I think it was Mr. Research actually got the numbers. Black men aren't really dating outside. Most of us, almost 90% of us are dating and marrying black women. And black women is even higher. So it's like a small percentage, but it's not even, a substantive amount yet, where it's like 34, 40%. It's not at that point yet. So.
Okay, let me do this real quick. Shout out to a few brothers. Let me just read this real quick. Guys, Brian Tim, $2 super chat. Solo TV 84. Oshay, don't sleep. Bitcoin is back at 7K. Hotep. Now we have 352 people in the chat, and y'all know, right? I haven't done a show in a minute, so it seems like y'all been waiting on me. Now, I need you brothers to like the video. Now, again, The forum is back up and running, brothers. I really want to thank all of you brothers who have been, watching the videos and sharing the videos and super chatting and donating, right? We were able to put the forum up. Like whenever something like that happens, I have to pay for it, right? Because I got to pay somebody to get everything back up and to maintain things. Shout out to Evan Moore. Brother, I don't even know where you from. Thanks all for all you do, Oshay. Stop the show. Man, when y'all say stuff like that, that make me not want to quit. And LAR Movement will tell you, and Solo TV 84 will tell you, every week I'll be ready to quit this motherfucker. LAR tell you, ain't that right, LAR Movement?
True.
I'll be ready to be like, I'm tired of these niggas, dog. I'm tired of doing YouTube videos, but man, stuff like that, man, really.
We had a conversation this week you forgot about. You talked to me Tuesday about that same thing.
Yeah, same shit. Yeah, man, that's one of my complaints. Nigga, I'm tired of this shit. But you know what? I want to thank all you brothers, man. It makes me feel like I'm needed into this as a voice and bringing brothers together. So I thank you. This is what I want to say about black men dating outside of the race and things of like this. The problem comes in here, and this is kind of where, like, I think, like, when you're a black man and you're growing up in the black community, you're used to kind of being a second fiddle. And shout out to Alan Roger Curry. Alan, hold on, man. Alan, just bring your ass on to the goddamn show, man. Okay, would you stop playing with me? Because you know what, you always do this. I want you to come on, then you won't come on. I gotta schedule a motherfucking appointment. Bring your ass on right now, man, and everything. Because you know you just come on, dog. Let me send you the link. Stop playing with me, man. Come on and join the panel. This is what I will say. When you come up in the black community, right? And you come up amongst a certain situation as a black man, you think like, okay, I know my attitude coming up was I need to take care of my mom. I need to be the one to put their needs before mine. I need to be doing this. And I need to, if I date a girl with a kid, it's my obligation to take care of the kid. And it doesn't matter really how they treat me. They talk shit to me. That's just how they are. That's normal. That's my attitude. I think for a lot of black men, it's not until maybe they go to to the university and the university is white, or they go to the military. And it's at that point that black men see how normal relationships are supposed to work. Now, here's what I want to say. While black men are dating black women in the majority, we do have a almost 80% out of wedlock birth rate. And we have a lot of women who are growing up not knowing men or knowing how to respect men. The biggest problem of me dealing with the African-American woman, which I prefer because I'm in the race, the first thing that I need to do is the first hurdle I got to overcome is not the fact that I'm in medical school or that I'm a niggerpreneur, entrepreneur, black entrepreneur, right? You want to call it that. I have to prove to her that you need to respect me first and foremost, that I'm not no punk ass bitch. Like, that's one of the things that I have to work. I have to work very, very hard to get her respect. And it's because she has been trained not to trust men in general, or to be under the leadership of a man in particular. Certain issues I'm going to have with an African-American woman on average, and I know there's, certain things in between, but it's like dealing with black business. Like, and I'm going to do a video about that. How to control the economy in black communities. When you're dealing with black business, you're going to have niggas like, let me get the hookup sometimes, right? Now, that's if your product is the same as a white person's, the same price, okay, certain situations. But to do business with black men or black people, like even my blog, I have to tell niggas, you got to support my shit. I got to be firm, Now, let's say if I had this blog and Alan Roger Curry can test to this, if we were doing it for the white manosphere, I may not have to ask for certain things, or I may not have to do it in certain ways. But with black people, you have to typically come at them as a firm position. And that does take energy. What am I saying? With a black man, that has not had a father, when I was in Poland, women automatically give you a lot of femininity. It's just in them. When you go to the Philippines, women are going to give you femininity. It's just in them, So you don't have to do a whole lot of stuff and a lot of drama. You don't have to fight for your position as a man because it's there. I think once a black man experiences that from somebody else or another group of women, It's hard to give that up. And, you know, what a lot of black men are saying is, you know, I would like to be with you, but I can't be with you because, you know, somebody's willing to treat me better, even if that person is not even as attractive as you, even if they're fat, even if they're not as good looking. What African-American women on average, there's going to be a battle for femininity. And she's going to expect you to do a whole lot. And she doesn't think that she should give you anything as a man on average. I think that's the biggest problem. So I think what it is like, okay, these black men who want to be with you and are available. A lot of the guys don't even have kids. You know, you have a lot of these women coming to the table with 2 or 3 kids, about two or three different niggas, or just a kid in general. And then the attitude towards a black man is, oh, you need to take care of my kids. Oh, my kids come first. Or, you know, I'm not cooking for you. I mean, this is the attitude that a lot of women have. So when black men don't want to deal with that and they go where they're appreciated, no matter what the woman looks like, now it's a problem. And I think that, you know, African-American women need to really look at this point. And I'm going to shut up. African-American women need to understand if black men are going a certain way. Okay. Oh, Jay Miller podcast is here. Okay. I'm going to send the link to him. Jay Miller, I'm going to send you right now. What they need to really ask themselves is, why are black men feeling this way? Why are black men saying, why are black men going away? They never do that. So black men continue to go away. And I mean, I think this is a very, very big issue. You know, black men are getting more educated. They're getting smart. I mean, they've always been smart, but, you know, black men are starting to, we're comparing notes, you know, like Sub-Zero and LAR. We're comparing notes on certain situations across the world. There's black men in London who are going through the same thing. Black Puerto Rican men who are going through the same thing. Okay, now everybody's going through the same shit. Okay? And that's what's happening right now. Black men all across the world are comparing notes. And so what black men are saying is, I'm tired of having to fight for my position as a man. I have to fight through education. I got to work jobs and stuff. The last thing I would do is come home and have to fight you. And I think that's a very serious problem. That's something that, you know, is not being rectified in our communities. Go ahead, LAR.
Man, snap. Okay, screw it. Sometimes I look at things in this aspect. I find a group that you're talking about, and I'm thinking about how that group treats that person. So a lot of times, let's X out other people of other races.
Okay.
If you think of your ideal black woman, beautiful, smart, in shape, dainty, feminine, who will cater to her man, and who wants to be a mother, a good mother, whatever. Even work if you want to be a working woman, whatever. When you come across women like that, other black women treat them bad because they have an issue with that.
Yeah, that's true.
And as a man, I see this and I'm like, you know, they have no escape from their own community because they don't have a lot of girlfriends because their girlfriends are, you know, just bash them to death. You know, in my experience, I've run across numerous bisexual chicks or lesbians. A lot of the lesbians that want to play that man role, a lot of them really detest female nature because when they're taking on the man role, when they're like black bisexuals and black lesbians, they see the amount of disrespect is even built into their relationships with black women to the point where someone wind up whipping their girlfriend's ass.
Oh yeah.
So it's that part of it that, you know, guys have to deal with. It's like, and that becomes too much. And I think, you know, we're kind of secondary to that. And when I look at it, because I'm like, if you're doing your own like that, I'm going to expect you to do me like that. And what's up, Jay Miller?
What's popping, man? How you guys doing?
Good.
The legendary Jay Miller speaks out. And where's Greg the bad guy? He's supposed to be in here. What's up, Jay Miller? Did you want to finish your point, LAR?
No, I'm done.
Let's let Jay Miller weigh in on it, and then we're going to go better. We're going to go to brother Sub-Zero.
No, my bad. I just now actually started listening. I see the title. It seems like you guys are kind of like asking the question of you know, why do you know, black men feel the need to date out? Is that
yes, exactly.
Oh well, you know what, man, Well, from a person, you know, like you guys already know, you know, I never hit it that, you know, I'm in an interracial marriage and stuff. And, you know, when I ended up, you know, getting with my wife, it wasn't the fact that I was, you know, looking, oh, well, let me, you know, look at some other options as far as, you know, black women, nothing like that. I wasn't running from nothing. That just pretty much, you know, happened. But, you know, when it comes down to black men, I can understand why black men do go out and date other women. All right. And the thing about it is that when it comes down to the black community, we have issues that most black folks don't want to talk about. All right. When it comes down to black men and black women, I will say this because I have black women in my family. I have 2 black sisters. Okay. My mother was black. And when it comes down to this whole thing about the attitude thing, that is true. All right. That's true so much to the fact that other black women talk about the whole attitude type of thing. And when it comes down to if you pay attention, which you guys do, I'm sure you got these women up on YouTube, you know what I mean? Facebook, you know, Twitter, you know, et cetera, you know, they complain about black men, you know what I'm saying? Talking about, you know, black men not wanting to step up and take the lead role. All right. But you know what? Let's keep it real. Black men are, you know, oftentimes emasculated when they do try to step it up. All right. Even in their own household. I've seen this with my own brother-in-laws and stuff. And mind you, you know, I got brother-in-laws that's from the streets. They ain't no punks. You know what I'm saying? But when it comes down to their women, which is my sisters, they seem to be a lot more lenient and deal with a lot of mess that they normally wouldn't deal with. All right. For instance, you have a lot of black men that will willingly take in black women with kids. They'll deal with their kids, help raise their kids. Then their kids will turn around and start talking them crazy and stuff. You know what I'm saying? After they help raise their kids. And you know what? Their dad wasn't up in the picture. But at the exact same time, that exact same man, he'll have kids. But the woman, she won't deal with his kids. She only wants him to deal with her kids. You know what I'm saying? It's really something that really does need to be talked about and stuff. And when it comes down to the attitudes, just think about that one video that was just you know, recently where you had the girl that was up in the army. What was that, the Latina one? Yeah, and she was complaining and making a rant about black women's attitude. What happened? They got mad and stuff. You know what I mean? But instead of, you know, with though taking the issue, you know, and taking the bull by its horns and really confronting the issue and fixing the issue, they want to go ahead and act like, oh, you know, this is just non-existent. Everyone knows that, you know, when it comes down to black women, and we're not saying all black women, for the black women that's probably listening, we're not saying all of you, okay? Because I've stated before several times that a lot of the black women that do have these attitudes, you know what I mean, they do pretty much make, I'm not trying to be this way, but they do make it harder for, you know, the black women that's out here doing the right thing, that, you know what, are very kind-hearted, that are very sweet ladies, because I ran across a lot of them, you know what I'm saying? But they do make it hard because, you know, with black folks, you know, let's just keep it real. You know, when one of us do something, you know, we all thrown up under the bus for the most part. And, you know, as you can see with this whole gender war thing, you know what I mean? I see you guys got the Stephon Clarke, man, situation going. And, man, I got a lot to say about him. I got a lot to say about, you know what I mean? But I don't want to keep, you know, I don't want to keep rolling on. I'm going to let other people talk, but I'm just saying, like, that's definitely an issue. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to them attitudes. And I could tell you experiences that, you know, my sister, even my brother-in-law went through, you know what I'm saying? You know, that happened, let's say, maybe a year ago, where my brother was trying to help my sister, but because of her attitude, you know what I'm saying? It turned into a whole different situation, even though that in the long run, she found out that, yes, he was just trying to help her, but her attitude caused her to get up in, you know what I'm saying? Get up into that mode where they want to disrespect their men out in public and stuff. Just think about it like this. Name another race of people, you know, and I'm not saying it doesn't happen, but name another group of people that you see this with the women up in the middle of the street calling the dude all types of B.I.T. F you, nigga, you B.I.T. F you, you punk, woo, you know what I mean? Over just a disagreement. Who does that? You know what I'm saying? What dude is going to want to deal with that? You understand where I'm coming from? That's straight disrespect for your dude. If you're willing to get out in the middle of the street and you guys have a disagreement and you're willing to curse him out, belittle him in public, okay? And you wonder why a dude sit there and say, you know what, I'm done. You know, I've tried enough with some of y'all cats. I just can't deal with it. You know, I see somebody put in there Puerto Rican. I'm not saying that no other group does it, but let's be honest here. When it comes down to black folks, we have a problem with that. You know, I'm not gonna keep on. I don't want to take up your whole show, but go ahead, man. Go ahead. But,
no. I hope you stay for a little bit, man, because Alan Roger Curry, he said he's coming on, and Reg the Bad Guy's coming on. So we have 392 people watching. That's actually pretty good for this my backup channel. So guys, I'm glad you guys are here. Get the likes up on the videos. Y'all know how we do it, man. Like the video, because I'm leaving tomorrow, nigga. So I'm letting you niggas know I will not be here. So you won't get a show for a long time, nigga. Better savor in this show. So you better appreciate, get the likes up. Let's go to Sub-Zero real quick, brother. And Alan Roger Curry and Reg the Bad Guy sent you the link. Go ahead.
Yeah, LAR was talking a minute ago about women not liking gentle, soft-spoken women, and I've actually dated those types of women that he's talking about, and he's right in that regard. Like a lot of women like hate those women. I remember I was watching what was it, Housewives of Atlanta, and Portia, when she first was on there, she was still married with Cordell Stewart, right? So they were gonna go to the strip club, and so she was like, let me call my husband and just clear it with him that you let him know I'm going to the strip club. I was like, damn, I like that, and every woman on that, had their little confessional, and Nene was the main ringleader. What type of, this is the new millennium. You ain't got to call him, and like, that's their situation. See, first of all, it's like a lot of women, these sisters didn't have no home training. Like, how could you? I've been around married couples and they make decisions. I'm like, well, that's their business. That's how they want to handle it. My brother, for example, he works. His wife has not worked since like 93, but she ain't like that. She don't give him no lip. She black. You know what I'm saying? Don't give him no lip. Now, do they have arguments every once in a while? Of course. But boy, come on, you gonna wait right good till I get on the phone. But you know what I'm saying? But that's what I'm saying. As soon as her, they get in arguments and stuff, every once in a while, every like 4 or 5 months, they may have a disagreement. But other than that, they pretty smooth. You see what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I do think that, women that have that type of disposition, they do catch it within the black community. Like, women, you're a weak woman. And that therein, when you start calling a woman weak, then you say, okay, what's the essence of really being a woman? Because technically I would say that woman is actually more woman than the woman, the virtuous Proverbs 31 woman is way more woman than the woman that works a job making 6 figures with a nasty attitude to me. So I'm gonna have to catch out, man. This little boy done went crazy, man. I'm gonna have to go and take care of him.
Whenever you want, right, man. And, shout out to you, bro, for coming on. And we got we got Alan Roger Curry. Now look, I think Alan Roger Curry saw them numbers creep up. Man, let's see, they got 300 watch. I think I'm gonna get on here tonight. So good to see Alan Roger Curry, man. He's a good, really good buddy of mine, and I guess you could say a mentor. I'm gonna tell you why I say that, because I'll never forget the first conversation we had. I said, "Hey, man, do you think this shit gonna work?" He said, "Nigga, I don't know." He said, "Nigga, I don't know. We talk about black people, man. I don't know. But we can try." And so that's where we are now. So shout out to Alan Roger Curry. Let's go to Reg the Bad Guy. Reg the Bad Guy, what's up, man? Welcome to the show, man.
What's up?
Yeah, man.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, man. We can hear you. You like the Manosphere News, man. So we got to put you on.
Oh yeah.
Whenever I want to find out something going on, I just go to your channel and find it.
Yeah, that's true, man. That's what I do, man. I try to do the news. I kind of figure I do the news for here because a lot of people got a lot of fans on here, and especially when your channel get terminated and stuff, they want to know where you're at and stuff. And it's no hard feelings. It's just that I report the news. Sometimes I piss some people off, but I'm in the news. That's what it is.
You didn't piss me off that time, but we good now. Let me ask you this, man, because you've been commenting on this, kind of the gender war thing for a long time. Why do you think a lot of black men are dealing with non-black women?
I really think that I think the respect is gone. I think, to tell you the truth, I think back in the day, I think black women have way more respect for black men, but then over the years, especially with the feminist movement and stuff like that, and then black women get more jobs and stuff, and then this system altogether was pushing black women into the workforce. It has a lot to do with it, and then the fact that I heard it many times, man. Oh, you don't make enough money. You don't make enough money. If you make $1 over the woman, she have nothing to say. But if you make $1 less than that woman, that black woman, man, I'm telling you, she gonna run you down into the ground. She's gonna say, you ain't shit. Get out of here. I don't know what the hell you talking about, this and that. You need to get another job. Come on now, man. That's crazy. I'm just $1 less from you. It doesn't matter. We can still work together to do this. No. So, you get that type of attitude too.
And you make some good points. Let me get the shout out to you for coming on, man. Alan Roger Curry, okay, who I typically have to book, and I can never really get Alan Roger Curry on the fly except for one fucking time ever. I can't get enough subscribers to get him on the fly, but usually he makes me book an appointment. Him and Ron, man, they make me book appointments like weeks ahead of time and shit. And but I'm glad he's able to come on tonight, man. Alan Roger Curry, he's the most popular writer on NegroManosphere.com. So everybody loves him over here. What's up, Alan?
Hey man, the irony of this, before I saw the notification that you were doing this show, I was getting to write my Negro Manosphere article. See, I was putting in work, and then I got this notification. It said Oshay's live. I said, let me check it out and see what's happening. Then I saw that LAR movement was going to be on the air. I said, man, I hope he's wearing a Chicago Bears hat, but I know I'm just dreaming.
Not today.
But no, glad to join you fellas, man. What's up, everybody else? There's been a lot of things talked about as I've been listening, so I don't know where I would want to begin. But I'll start here. I was hearing some comments saying that black women will disrespect black men. Hell yeah, black women will disrespect black men if you allow them to. And as well as a white woman will disrespect your ass if you allow them to. An Asian woman will disrespect your ass if you allow them to. I think what men need to realize is that, that sometimes women have genuine contempt for men, and it's usually men who they perceive as having erratic or no backbone. And other times, I'm a quote. It's a paraphrase quote, but in Pimp, the story of my life, Iceberg Slim, he breaks it down, man. Iceberg Slim said, again, these are not exact words, I'm paraphrasing, but essentially he said, if there's one thing you got to remember about women, even if you a pimp dealing with your whores, he said, women are going to constantly test you. It could be as infrequently as 2 to 3 times a year. It could be as frequently as 2 to 3 times a week. But women are always going to test you. Why? Because they want to know, are you really the strong, dominant motherfucker that you're presenting yourself to be? And if they test you and they expose weakness in you, they expose that you can be punked, that you can be disrespected and still continue to give these women attention, then they lose respect for you. They like, I'm not going to follow this motherfucker's lead. Mm-hmm. So I say all that to say, speaking for Alan Roger Curry, I rarely have ever had a sister disrespect me because they know what's up. I don't criticize women with my words. I criticize women with my actions. Mm-hmm. I'm from that school, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me 2 or more times, shame on me. If you disrespect me once, I'm going to say, I didn't know that you was a bitch. But if you disrespect me, attempt to disrespect me 2 or more times, I'm like, oh shit, I know you a bitch. Then I got to ask myself the question, why am I still fucking with you if you a bitch?
That's true.
And that's why I cut a bitch off. So ain't no disrespect here. Matter of fact, as you know, Oshay, some people don't know this, I worked my secondary job after a men's dating coach. I'm actually what's known as a BDSM dominant. Sisters pay me money to train them how to be more submissive to their men. Let me repeat that. I have sisters who pay me money to train them how to be more submissive to their men. So I know women's facade versus who they really are. And a lot of brothers, man, they take their shit test too personal. They get quickly triggered as opposed to looking at that sister and saying, I know you're trying to prove to the world you're tough and that you can handle unexpected episodes of adversity, but I see right through it. I know you got a soft side. I know you really want to be a woman. If not to me, to some motherfucker. I know. And if they see that you see through their facade, not 100% of the time, but more often than not, they'll look at you and they'll be like, okay. And then they'll just soften up.
Damn. Well, we can end the hangout on that one right there. And I think this is good. I mean, you know, this is the reason why Alan Roger Currie, this is why, well, y'all give me the money so I can pretty much give it to him. I think this is Alan Roger Currie is a part of our solutions, because we have a lot of black men who don't know this, information. And this is why Alan Roger Currie is so necessary to what we do, because, you know, we do have a lot of black men dealing with women from a position of weakness. And this is, you know, this is why I would say pimps can do what they do. And this is why people like Alan Roger Currie can do what they do. They have this particular mindset. And this is what I think a lot of black men are missing, you know, and this is why Alan Roger Currie is so vital to Negro manosphere and to the black manosphere, because a lot of black men don't have this mindset. They don't understand that they can do certain things. Before I get to LAR, let me shout out to the brother TJ in the chat. 1999 British pounds. Have a safe trip, Oshay, brother. You always support, and thank you, man, for the support. You have 387 people watching right now. Y'all know how to do, man. Get the likes up on the video. I know y'all been missing me because I ain't been here for like 3 or 4 days doing the live stream. So this is what you do, right? If you this is what I want to challenge brothers who haven't done this before. And I always say the same people super chatting, right? You guys do a very good job supporting us on Patreon. You do a very good job super chatting. But what I like to see is new brothers supporting the show. I don't give a fuck if it's $1 or if it's 50 cents. This is what I like to tell you. If you know, when we're talking about black men being autonomous groups, it starts by just doing little things supporting, if it's $1, right? Because this is a show for black men. We have all black men on the panel, very intelligent people. Shout out JL Edwards. It's the same people always super chatting. I see a lot of people saying, I love your shit. I love your content. This is what I want to see. I want to see people who have not donated before participating in this, right? Because the reason why we pay people, you know, we have Alan Roger Currie, we have Ron Wills, we have Donovan Sharp. I have a lot of ebooks that are free. We have the site, the forum. You know, we use the funds to support what we're doing for brothers, right? And that's why I like to see. I want to see more black men getting involved, not with just the super chatting part or donating part or Patreon part, but with just liking the videos, sharing the videos, right? Because when we have shows like this for black men, we can do this because we know that we have the support, right? And again, scream, shout out to the panel and ARC. But these are always the same guys. I want to see new brothers, right, that are really feeling what we're doing to support what we're doing. And if you can't even support, just like the video, right? We're glad to have you here. Let's go to LER movement real quick, and then I'm going to change the topic. But go ahead, LER.
Oh, no. ARC shut that shit down. I just put on the Bears hat.
Yeah, you Next. She got that 5th grade Catholic school boy look. Okay, let me do this. Let me change the topic up real quick. And this is what I want to know. All right, from the panel. Okay, if these black men, because this is a situation, right? Like Jay Miller says, he has some particular family members that are men. When it comes to dealing with other black men, they don't take no shit. When it comes to dealing with their wives, they're complete bitches. What can black men do to deal with women from a position of strength and to be able to control, you know, not only have that same attitude they have towards other brothers in certain ways, not taking shit. How can they do this with black women the same way they have with black men? Because I think, you know, a lot of black men are, you know, very submissive in a lot of ways to women. So let's talk about a solution to fix this. Let's start with LAR, and then we'll kind of go to Jay Miller and other people.
I think that's all action based. I mean, I think about
echoing. Who's that echoing? It's Red. Go ahead.
Okay. I think that's all rooted in action. I think when you say that, I think back. I took my son to an amusement park. And the amusement park said, you know, don't put your hands up in the air during the ride because you might hit something and break your arms. So I was sitting there and I said, look, You don't do it, but I'm gonna sit right next to you because I know you're gonna do it. So it got to a certain part of the ride, and in him being a kid, he could still touch the stuff and it'll break his arms. What did he do? He got nervous. He freaked out. He tried to put his arms up. I just block him down. Like I said, I told you he was gonna do it. We have to be the same way when it comes to deal with our women. If you want to be the leader, you know how the game go in your household. You know how the game goes with the people you're dealing with. So be a step ahead and not a step behind. You know, that's the only time. If you want to operate from a position of power, you have to be aware of your surroundings and aware of the people who surround you. Because if you're not, you're going to be subject to when they go left, it might surprise you. You got to know the people around you, the people who are around you. You have to know their nature too. And if you got to know their nature's ever changing, you got to expect ever changing things happening around them. Mm-hmm. So that's just my thought on that.
Okay. Let me shout out to some brothers. Rashawn Williams, great show, brothers. Thank you so much. $20, man. Good to see you, brother. A-Nail, $2. First time super chat. See, that's what I like. I like to see first time brothers because it teaches brothers how to appreciate other brothers, right? And support what we're doing. That's what I like to see. New brothers, I don't give a fuck if it's 30 cents. Nigga, I need you. Okay. This is why I always say this. Get in the habit of supporting what brothers are doing because, right? You're gonna need to do the same thing when you're doing political elections. You'll need the same thing when you get out and vote. And even people like Alan Roger Curry, people like that who has like a pretty much a non-white, a non-black audience. We want to give people like him a reason to come over and talk to us. I had last week, Glendon Cameron from Hustlers Kung Fu channel. Guy made $1 million in a year. He came over here to this particular platform. He sold 10 courses during that interview. Right? We want to give our best black men who have specific knowledge and very intelligent. Alan Roger Curry is very bright. Jay Miller is very bright. We want to show brothers that they can make content for us and they don't have to go to white folks and do it. Right? And we do that by treating our own very good. And that's why I like to see people, doing the same thing. Because Jay Miller supports me. I support him. That's what I want to see from you black men. Because if you want to be taken seriously, like $1 can go a long way. 50 cents can go a long way. Right? And we need to see more brothers supporting these kind of shows and podcasts and stuff like that because other groups have them and no reason why we shouldn't have them. And then we have a black woman in here, Male Neutrina. The black man is a blessing. Love y'all. So this is what we're talking about here, right? Let me get to Jay Miller real quick. Jay Miller, let me ask you this because you made the point that you have some family members. You made a strong point about that, but they're like very soft with their women. Like, what would you suggest?
I suggest, man, that when you are dating, someone, women or whatever women it is, there needs to be established some respect. Okay, you guys need to go over some things that you expect from each other. All right, and one thing is that there's a way to handle certain things, especially up in public. I don't like, for instance, like. If you're in a relationship with a woman, she's going to get mad at you. Okay. Sometimes you guys are going to get into an argument, but you have to establish that respect. Don't get out in public and talk to me a certain type of way. If you do this, this is how I'm going to go ahead and react. Just like you have certain, relationships, they deal with a lot of, physical abuse. One thing that I tell people is how you avoid that is, simple. You keep your hands to yourself and I'll keep my hands to myself. You know what I'm saying? And there won't be no problems and stuff. I think that it just needs to be established off top. If you get up out of line, if you want to sit here and start acting a fool and, disrespecting me, calling me B words, this and that, hey, maybe give them one chance. The second time you bounce. You know what I mean? Because what I find is that a lot of dudes do this. I've talked to even a lot of younger cats, man. They'll date a certain type of woman who has a bad attitude. Like, for instance, man, I knew this young dude, man, very bright young brother, man. I went to school with his older brothers. His brothers lived the street life. One of his brothers got killed, but I ended up working with this dude, man. And this dude was a really good dude, you know what I mean? But the only problem was he had this baby mama. And like he stated to me, like, my baby mama, man, the only man, she's a straight up B. I can't really stand her. And the thing about it, like, he was even telling me about how, his mom didn't like her either. but at the exact same time, like he didn't really get along with his mom, but you know, his mom told him that you should get with you a white girl because I think that's who you more likely would you know, pair up right with. But I'm not telling black men to go get with no white woman or nothing like that. You know what I'm saying? What I'm trying to say is this, is that it's mind-boggling to me, and it's very saddening to me when I see young brothers, man, that are, you know, that got their head up on their shoulders, you know what I'm saying, and they stuck in a situation where they've, you know, dated a woman, they see their attributes, they see the way they are, and they end up having a baby by him. Now you feeling like you stuck up in a situation, you know what I mean? My thing is this, is that if you see how a woman is, you see certain traits about her, and you know that this possibly ain't gonna work out, the way she act, the way she talk, the way she, you know, speaks to me, bounce, you know what I mean? Because a lot of women think that, you know, I'm just keeping it real. A lot of women, you know, once they get to getting away with it one time or the second time, oh, you know, they just think they can do whatever. Oh, he gonna stay where he gonna go? This nigga ain't SHIT. What he going? You know what I mean? So then they start getting what's the word I'm looking for? You know, they start getting more blatant with it, and it's all almost like they start getting more cocky with it and stuff. You know, and the thing about it is that like I sit here and stated, man, black dudes especially, you have to understand, man, that when you see these type of traits, okay, this attitude, this and that, you know what I mean? She don't want to work with you, especially because when you're with somebody, you know what the thing is about working as a team. And so that's just my personal opinion. You know what I mean? I could say this because, you know, I've been with my wife since I was 21. You know what I mean? We've been married, you know, over 10 years. You know, we've been pretty successful. And, you know, one thing, man, that has been established is that, you know, respecting each other. You know, and I get that there's going to be some disagreements. If there's going to be something that you super disagree with me up on, we need to get into an argument, do it behind closed doors. You don't get up in public and stuff, call your dude a B word. I'm like, seriously, though, you know what I'm saying? On top of that, you know, I'm gonna go ahead and take it here real quick. You know what I mean? Just give me a quick second. You know, I'm not trying to get up on, you know, nobody who used the word up on this panel. I get it and stuff, you know what I mean? But you know, I got this whole thing with black folk, with the niggas and coons type of deal, you know? And, you know, black women, I'm gonna go ahead and sit here and say this. They're quick, okay, to sit here and talk about, you know, those Beckys, this and that, you know, they'll set you up, they'll do this and they'll do, you know what I mean? But when it comes down to even black women and stuff, you would think that black women have a more common sense not to call your dude a nigga. You know what I'm saying? Well, here's my wife, a non-black woman who never calls me a nigga. You know what I mean? Don't even use the word. We don't even use this word up in the house, let alone she ain't gonna sit here and get too crazy to try to call me a coon. But you got black women doing this though. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So you have to understand, like, bro, there's a lot of things that can be worked on. I'm not trying to bash black women as a whole. You know what I mean? I'm not going to sit here and get up on this panel and tell black men, oh, you shouldn't date black women, because at the end of the day, I want black males' happiness. You know what I mean? Whether you're with a black woman or without a black woman. Mm-hmm. But, you know, what can help black men, especially young brothers up out there, man, if you see certain traits within, you know, certain women that you may be dating, okay, you have no kids with her, you have to bounce, you know what I'm saying, before it's too late. Because I see a lot of brothers, they do that, man. You know, they see, you know, certain women acting a certain type of way with them. They don't respect them. You know what I'm saying? They got their mama all up in their ear, you know, telling them what to do. You know what I'm saying? And then, the woman's, you know, it just goes on and on. You got to cut it off. You know, find you the right person for you. If she can't respect you up in public, man, and disrespect you as a man, you have to understand, man, it's not even worth your time. But that's just all I got to say, man.
Okay, let me just shout out some people, and that's a very good point. And then we go to Reg the Bad Guy. Jeff Paul, $2 super chat. Thank you so much, brother. I forgot about. I actually popped up a little bit late. Mr. Pirate Brain, thank you, $2 super chat. Ryan ML, great panel. Appreciate you, brothers. $5. Diggs the Swag King, always supporting Saturday Trick and got to practice for the club tonight, nigger. Deep in thought, my man out of Buffalo, man. We did a show one day, man, on the fly, man. So he's a really good content creator. Down I'm at work on break. I gotta catch the restream. Sounds like great content. And bro, when I come back from wherever I'm coming back from, we're gonna definitely hook up again, man. Love you a lot, bro. You know, so he's a up and coming YouTuber, man. Check him out, my man. Deep in thought. Let me go to Reg the Bad Guy. Reg, what's your thoughts on this, bro?
Well, to tell you the truth, I had this problem with more with black women than any other race of woman. Like disrespecting out in open public and stuff like that. I mean, it came to the point where, you know, she said something slick and she was loud. So I said, okay, I just left. I had my car there. So I just left. You know, because, you know, and then I told her, look, you don't be disrespecting me just like that. You know, if you got a problem with this and that, tell me, you know, come to me and say, hey, Rich, I disagree with this and that and third. And then we can start like that. But sit there and just holler and make a big scene in the place and stuff. No, because when you with me, you represent me and I represent you. You know, we supposed to be together. You know, it's goddamn embarrassing. You know, it's crazy. You know, I'm seeing the other races of men looking at me, and I said, "Oh no, hell no, I got to get up out of here. I ain't taking this." Why the hell I'm gonna sit there among all these other men in here and stuff? They women ain't doing that to them, but I got this woman doing this to me. It's crazy. It doesn't make any sense. But you know, you have to set the standards in the beginning, and I think that's my fault and a lot of other men's fault.
Say that again. That part in the beginning. See, that's the part.
You have to set standards in the beginning, that's the fault that I made, and the fault that a lot of other men made. I remember. Look, I had friends that's married like 27 years, and somehow they women is disrespecting. I could see it. I could see it on their face. I could see how the woman looking at me, talking to me and stuff. You know, what he's doing here and stuff like that. Where you guys going? You know, I could hear it mumbling. It's like that, mumbling. So you got to set these standards in the beginning and stuff. You got to let her know that, look, I'm going to take this, take that, and that's it. You know, if you can't, then, hey, you got to bounce. That's all I got to say, man.
Okay. I know
Oshay, you beat me to the punch.
Hold on a second. Reg the back, I think is yours.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I'll cut it off.
Okay, put them. Go ahead, Alan.
I was just gonna say you beat me to the punch, Oshay, when you had Rez just repeat that very important point.
Yeah.
And I hope all the guys in the chat room heard that, because that's what it comes down to, man. See, like I was at this event called the 21 Convention, as you know about, Oshay.
Mm-hmm.
And I talked to at least 3 guys, man, who two were separated and one had just recently got divorced.
Mm-hmm.
And their story was the same. These 3 guys, they was basically like, you know, everything started out great with my ex-wife, but then my wife started basically treating me like a bitch. And they started criticizing their wife, but I was like, time out. When did you notice the first time your wife just started blatantly disrespecting you? Well, you know, early on, you know, like they did this and they said this. And I'm like, and you let this go on for how long? And they all ended up getting quiet because I made them realize, man, I said, you could call your ex-wife a bitch all you want to, but you all set a bad precedent. You started off because you wanted that pussy that bad. And you wanted that trophy wife that bad. You let these women just disrespect you publicly. I ain't never had a woman disrespect me publicly, like ever. And it comes down to, again, what Rez just said, man. I start off from the beginning, and women sometimes frown when they hear this word. But when I deal with a woman that I think I'm gonna be dealing with for a while, I train her, just like an employer doesn't just hire an employee and let them do what the fuck they want to do. They give them the employee handbook and they train that employee. They let that employee know that these are the boundaries. If you cross these boundaries, you're going to get a warning the first time, and the second time you're either going to get suspended or you're going to get fired. And that's what I do with women I deal with. Figuratively speaking, I give them the Alan Roger Curry handbook and say, this is how things roll. This is my program. These are my boundaries. If you violate any of these boundaries, I'm out. You are dismissed.
Let me just add to that. I had a situation a few months ago, and before we went live, and Alan, now I might not be the best looking dude in the world, but I believe like this, and I'm gonna just keep it real. I gotta keep it real, nigga. Let me keep it real. I don't give a fuck. If you don't do what I need you to do, you know, maybe, you know, sometimes I might be a little lenient, but eventually, as sure as I'm black, I'm going to get rid of you. There's no doubt about that. You are going, and I'm not gonna fuck with you. You're not going. You're gonna go, and I know that, and I let these motherfuckers know. Bitch, if you do anything that, like, if you eat from this tree, like in the Bible, the tree of life or the tree of truth or whatever the fuck it was, if you eat from this tree, bitch, you gone. There's no coming, because number one, I'm too old. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got the time, you know. And the thing is, I think a lot of guys are like, you know, you will exchange your particular manhood for some sloppy ass head or some pussy. And this is like, sometimes some dudes need to just like not get no pussy for like a year or two and be cool with it, you know. Worse to the point where it don't run your life, because some niggas, man, once they get that sloppy, especially if it's from a bitch that, you know, you got getting that pussy in that ass, you're like, okay, I don't want her to stop sucking my dick like this, so let me just go ahead and just take this shit off this bitch. I will put a bitch out. Not now, right now. I will quick. And I will stay here and watch motherfucking you porn every night for years at a time before I fuck somebody again. Because bitch, you're not gonna disrespect me. You need to know, bitch. Listen, you're gonna get with my program instantly. This is not for no debate. You have to do this. If you don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And I believe that shit. Like some of you motherfuckers, you say this shit and you don't believe in it, bitch, be like, you ain't serious. Motherfucker, I'll be looking at them like listen, when it comes to me, you gotta do what I tell you to do. I'm not arguing about that. And I'm a nice person, man. You know, I do anything I can for a woman I'm dealing with. But it's certain shit I'm not gonna take. And if you cross that line, you're gone. There's no doubt about it. And you're not coming back. And you will be like, goddamn. And the one thing that hurt the motherfuckers is the worst, Alan, is when an ugly motherfucker break up with you. It's hard for a bitch.
Ugly. Fucked up hairline.
Ugly. Dinah, I hear you facts. When an ugly nigga dump a fine girl, she never get over that shit. There's nothing you can do. Facts. What? Stop the show. What an ugly motherfucker. Like, God, his breath was stinky too. Like, I let that nigga. Yes, bitch. That's an L you call. That's like getting knocked out by like Glass Joe and Mike Tyson's Punch Out. Motherfucker 1 in 99, and you get your ass knocked out. You never let that shit. So you niggas need to understand, when you set these standards for the, like Alan is saying, you can't bend from them. You can't go backwards, because once you go backwards, motherfucker, you can't go back. You know what I'm saying? Mm. You really got to mean that shit. Go ahead, Dinus. Go ahead. So, what you want to say something else, Alan?
Just real quick, using that analogy I already used, the employer-employee analogy, or I even throw in a parent-child analogy. Oh shit, let me ask you, and I already know the answer for me, but
I'm hearing somebody. Hold on. Oh shit, hold on a second. Oh, okay. I had a plan. Go ahead, Alan. Go ahead.
If you had a 9-to-5 job and you had this boss and you showed up for work late, like 10 minutes late, 15 minutes late, like every day, every other day, and boss was like, oh Shay, come on, man. Why can't you show up on time? You know, come on, man. He just started whining and complaining. Tell me 3 weeks into that job or 2 months in that job, you gonna respect that motherfucker. Come on, please, man. Show up on time, you know? Or your kids just talking to you like you just some dumbass motherfucker. Like you say, hey, Joey, go clean that room. Shut the fuck up. I'll clean my room when I want to clean the room. Come on, Joey. Do you want a timeout? Come on. Clean the room for Dad, please. What child is going to respect their father if he's like whining and complaining about their spoiled, disrespectful behavior that they allowing and shit? So I transfer that to men. You know, me, like, come on. Why you lying talking to me in public? Why you telling me I'm not shit in front of my brother and sister? Come on. Shaniqua,
come on. Man, listen, my dad, man, I think he would damn near get an erection if I did some shit like that. Like, I know you did, motherfucker. He kicked my ancestors' teeth in, man, for doing some shit like that. You know, I told that story. You know, my dad was a crackhead for like many years, man, but that motherfucker would get sober when it came to whooping some ass. Like, and you couldn't run from it because he's on that shit. That nigga could climb trees on that shit and whip niggas' asses, man. That nigga has some crazy abilities on that shit, nigga. I mean, like, he was on that shit every day. And when it came to beating ass, nigga, he was really good at that. Let me shout some people out. Vincent Wade, $1.89. Thank you so much. West Splash, Preach, Turf Orca, continue the righteous and thought-provoking dialogue, brethren. I thank you so much, brother. Stephen Covington, $2. Justice for all. O'Shea is that dude, $2. Let me go real quick to okay, so Elliot, so Dom, I'm coming to you real quick, Dynasty, but let me go to LAR Movement, and then we go to Dynasty, and then we go to Jay Miller's podcast. Go ahead, LAR.
I'm gonna be a little bit contrary because y'all made a lot of points. I got I got male family members who had to stay with me from time to time, and part of the disrespect that they get in public is because some of us got some real bitch ass tendencies, and so, like I've noticed there got some guys who could dress like a man, walk like a man, act like what a man is supposed to be in public, but in private be a retarded 3-year-old. You know, I see ARC, and that, you know, and as a man, when I see other men, even if I'm related to your friends, and I see you doing that, I'm liable to cuss your ass out in public and private. And we got to talk like that's part of the disrespect also. You know, if you see a motherfucker who I can't cut the grass and I'm tired. Oh Lord, the sun just shined on my face. But then you see him 5 minutes later on the phone. Look, bitch, I'm coming through as Big Daddy in 5 minutes. I got my cologne on. I got it all together. I'm ready. That type of shit is gonna get you in some shit. You know, guys say I'm the man. They go out in public with their girl, and some of y'all ladies, y'all get caught up with this shit because y'all like fuck boys. I don't care what y'all say, y'all like fuck boys. If he put on a nice outfit and some Lagerfeld from '97, you all over him. But that back end, this is part of the reason why people get disrespected. Because I got who that show Atlanta? They had that barbershop episode.
I haven't seen it.
Dog, you got to watch that. When I paid the bill and the lights get fucking cut off and he walk out the house, you know, it's them type of dudes running around here too. I'm just trying to, just balance it out a little bit. But I've seen a lot of fuckery that can get you shot in public. But I'm done.
You brought up Lagerfeld, man. That's old school like a motherfucker.
Who turned this? Okay, hold on, y'all. I'm still warming up my coffee and shit. Let's get to Jay Miller's podcast. I'll be back. I gotta take a shit too real quick. So y'all just go ahead on.
But what are we talking about?
Yeah. That's why I was trying to. What we talking about right now?
I don't know, but somebody make up some shit before I get shit, man.
Hey, man, have y'all talked about
Jay Miller?
Have y'all talked about, man, the whole thing with Stephon Clarke and these tweets, man, and the hypocrisy behind? That's what I want to know.
Yes, we did, but go ahead and put your 2 cents in.
Okay, bro, man. Okay, dude, this whole situation. All right, if you guys probably already know, when it came down to the whole Stephon Clarke situation, I gave my opinion. You know what I mean? But when these tweets came out, man, I see that it's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes down to these tweets, man. You know what I'm saying? And I stated when it comes down to the whole situation with the tweets that, what he said, the disparaging remarks about black women, I didn't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of black women never asked where did it come from? You know what I'm saying? Why did he feel that way about black women or whatever the case may be? Now, I noticed that when it's a black woman and they have an attitude or they have a problem with black men, it has to come somewhere. It has to come from somewhere. Oh, my dad was this way. Oh, these men in my family were this way. So this is the reason why I feel this way. And you know what? Whether you guys like it or not.
Hey, somebody's
echoing.
Reg.
Reg is echoing, I think.
All right, hold on.
All right, y'all, we good?
Yeah, go ahead.
Sound like we good. Yeah. So the thing about it is that when they feel some type of way, it needs to be explained. There must be a reason, et cetera, et cetera. When it comes down to black men, we don't get the exact same passes and stuff. Now, people brought up the fact that these tweets were when he was like 19 years old. Mind you, this dude was only 22. Okay. But like when the other YouTuber, okay, has been exposed for her tweets, okay, it seems to be a pass. Oh, that was a long time ago, this and that. Well, his was quite a few, years ago also. But I noticed that, when China is explaining herself, all of a sudden, oh, now she gets a pass and stuff. But when it comes down to a black man and stuff, he doesn't get that exact same pass. Now, you know, what's even more crazy about it is that the same exact women that were throwing Stephon Clarke up under the bus, none of them had any videos to talk about him. They had nothing to sit there and say about the whole situation until that those tweets came out. Then all of a sudden they knocking over their wine, running to their computers to make videos about this dude. None of them even freaking put, you know, me $1 up on his GoFundMe to even help bury the dude. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, this is what I'm talking about when it comes down to, you know, these type of situations. You know, what he said, don't give me, I'm going to go ahead and repeat this. I don't agree with anything of what he said. And I highly encourage black men that, yeah, if you do have issues with black women, keep it up offline. You know what I'm saying? What he said, he shouldn't have to go, he shouldn't put up online, but he's not here to really defend himself. And I just feel like it's a lot of hypocrisy when it comes down. I mean, what do you guys think about this, man? Y'all let me know, man.
We real quick, we somewhat covered this when we first started the show. And my thing is, it's a couple of things. I think as black people, we have to draw the line somewhere. And this is for the females too, because trust me, I hold black women accountable as well and give them no shade when it comes to their fuckery as well. But at the same time, we have to draw the line somewhere, because no other community, for example, say Stephon Clarke was Asian and he said the only thing yellow that I will fuck with is a Twinkie. You know what I mean? I don't want nothing yellow unless it's a fucking Twinkie or whatnot. The Asian community will excommunicate him, not fuck with him. Same thing with the Jewish community. But when it comes to people like Stephon Clarke, it's somewhat like we have to be compassionate and give him a pass. In other communities, they don't care how old you are. They're not giving you a pass because you should know better. And as far as where does this come from? I'm from where Stephon Clarke's from. I'm from Sacramento.
Yeah.
You got to understand, this is the mentality. And not only Sacramento, but West Coast men. I don't know what it is about West Coast black men in general. I don't care if you come from a single parent household. I don't care if you come with a 2-parent household. A lot of West Coast men, they just have this same attitude as Stephon Clarke. So it doesn't necessarily, if he was raised in a dysfunctional ass home with dusty ass, go ahead. Yeah, not just my son is trolling me, but that's all good. No. That's all good. So it doesn't matter if he comes from a what background as far as dysfunction, levels of dysfunction he comes from as far as his home. Like, again, black men with 2-parent black households are just as critical on black women as Stephon Clarke. See, that's the thing. It's just the mentality, and it's more like it's just, you know, from California to Vegas to Phoenix, Arizona. Okay. That's just how a lot of black men think. I don't know. It's just how they roll. You know, and the thing about it is they'll say they hate black women and how ghetto and ratchet they are. But as me and Oshay can testify to, these same black men will get with the most ratchet hood.
That's true. No, you're right. No, I know what you're about to say.
We got to talk about that. Talking about in competition to be more hood and ratchet than the most ratchet and ghetto black chicks. They will get with these Asian women that are so hood and ratchet. And it's just like, dude, it doesn't make sense. Like, might as well just got you a black chick, so at least your kid's hair will still be nappy, you know, and kinky. You know what I mean? You know, so that's just my thing. But at the same time, I'm not giving black women a pass either at all. No,
exactly. And I think that, bro, there needs to be a balance when it comes down to it. See, I agree exactly what you said, because I've said this when I first got up on YouTube, when cats was just going super over the top, you know what I mean, with black women. You know what I mean? I definitely, I used to speak up for black women all the time and stuff. But one thing I do notice is that no matter how much you speak up for them at times, I'm going to keep it a buck. You know what I mean? No matter how much you put your neck up out there, bro, you let you have one critique on the next video or whatever, just one little, bro, you up under the bus and stuff. And my own thing was this, is that, you know what? I'm not condoning what he do. There's a lot of black men that get up online, which I think is stupid. You know what I'm saying? Getting up online, just doing a lot of dumb stuff. You know what I mean? If you feel a certain type, bro, keep it. Like I sit here and say, keep it to yourself. If you know it's gonna cause problems, go ahead and just keep it to yourself. You know what I mean? There's no reason to date outside, you know, your group of people or whatever, then throw all the women up under the bus and stuff. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know, and I've told black men to stop doing this several times and stuff. But you know, it's got to the point too, man, where you got a lot of women, bro. I'm just up on YouTube, man, bro. Some of these chicks up on here is up out of line though too. And I just feel like, man, if they're going to call it out, call it out down the middle, you know, with both and stuff, because it didn't just start with Stephon Clarke. That's been going up on YouTube, man, ever since I can think of. Matter of fact, man, I did a video when I was a podcast when I was speaking out about the whole situation with Stephon Clarke and stuff. You know what I mean? I got black women who you know, support the Jay Miller podcast financially and stuff. You know what I'm saying? And what's ironic is that I get this, and I think it's one of Crystal Carrison's like trolls or something. I don't know. No, like right after I got done with the podcast, here's some women calling me all top of, like, not niggas, but niggers. No, she called me niggers, coons, and boys. You know what I'm saying? And everything else she can, you know what I mean? I could tell she ain't even listened to the whole podcast, because I ain't disrespected, called no black woman, no bees, no nothing. You know, I just want to ask black women, like, where do you think it's come from? Because usually when a black woman feels a certain type of way, it needs to be explained. Oh, it's because of this, and that. And you know what? We have to just go ahead and accept it and stuff. But if a black male does the exact same thing, then he doesn't get the pass. He just, there's no coming back from that from him. You know what I'm saying? And I just feel like if we don't hold black men to this type of standards, it needs to be held to with everybody. You know what I mean? That's just me though. But I understand exactly where you're coming from, Diane. What you're saying is the truth. Okay. Yeah, because I mean, again, it's not. The thing is, it's just like I'm saying, it's just that's the mentality of just a lot of black men, and on that part of America, that's just the mentality. Period. Mm-hmm. So I don't know where it comes from. It could just be somewhat of a popularity thing. No, I know where it comes from. Party thing. I don't know. But go ahead, Oshay. Go ahead. I mean, let me just say this real quick, and I'm gonna get it kind of back order. I had to get my God damn, this goddamn shit. I'm gonna get it back into the rotation. Who was actually next after this? Who was waiting to speak? Who hasn't spoke? I know. Let's see.
Dinah spoke. So
okay. So is ARC spoken? Okay. Let me just say this, and we'll go to Reg real quick, and then we'll go back to ARC. Here's what I want to say. Dynast, again, I think Dynast was doing an interview. Again, here's what we got to talk about when it comes to community thing. I'm very adamant about this. I think when we look at Black America, it's clear as day that Black men are second-class citizens. I made a very good point about this in my video, and I have to give Obsidian credit because he's been saying the same thing for a long time, and I also agree with the sentiment. Black men are looked at as second-class citizens, and when we look at ourselves as a community, the Chinese community, when they make a decision, he's right. Nobody can make statements like that and be a part of the community. But again, me as a Black man, I don't look at myself as part of I don't make content for the Black community. I'm a part of the Black male community, and my interests as a Black man are autonomous from what Black women want, because we don't want the same things. And I think that some other Black men feel the same way too. I think as Black men in America, our interests of what Black men want, women want, we need to put our interests first. And when we put our interests first and our needs first, then as a Black man, we can understand maybe why Stephon Clarke feels the way he does, and that's what we need to start doing, because this is this is an all Black panel, all Black male panel. Many of us get our funding, especially maybe outside of Alan Roger Curry. But even Dynast, I know Dynast gets support from Black women too. But we've all shown that Black men are in a position to support one another. So when we look at Stephon Clarke, we can see why he may say that. We have experiences, both good and bad, with Black women. We know how detrimental single mother homes could be. We know that a lot of times Black women are not accountable for the things that they do, and they create, the situations where Black men are unaccountable. I think that what Black men need to do, and I've said this before, is very imperative that you start putting your what your needs are as far as what you need politically, what you need strategically first. And when you look at Stephon Clarke, try not to represent it from a Black community perspective, because what happens is this: when Black women get out and they march for you on your behalf, they do it so that they can come back and say, "Nigga, look at what we're doing for you. We're marching for you. We're doing this for you." And a lot of times they're creating those situations. I can guarantee you that Stephon Clarke didn't have a father in the home. And so, I mean, that's my position. Black men need to start really look at Stephon Clarke and say, how can this affect me? And understand that whether you like it or not, you are not a part of the Black community like that. Your position is a second-class citizen. You sit at the back of the bus in the Black community, okay? You are not invited to the table.
at the black community, right? You are ostracized for whatever you say. Like Jay Miller said, you give you can't speak your mind. So you're not included. You're only included if you're going to do whatever, African American women want you to do. You cannot be a man in your own community. So, I think that as far as black men, I look at Stephon Clarke, I don't look at him from a community perspective. I look at him as a black man. I got to be sympathetic to certain degrees as to why he may feel the way he felt. And I think that other black men need to be sympathetic to the needs of other black men, because the fact is there are a lot of black men who are suffering from abuse. No one wants to talk about it.
True.
Mm-hmm. There are a lot of black men who are suffering from mental abuse. I told you, even my own grandmother, she's great grandmother, never beat me, but she told me, you are too dark. You need to have a light-skinned woman. You need to have color.
Damn.
You know what I mean? She told me, like, when you make and you mate, you need to have a light woman because your kids are going to have color. She was very sweet to me. She was never mean to me. I didn't cry over anything like that. But, a lot of black kids, they go through these things. And we need to understand, and we cannot start putting all the blame on these black men all the time. We have to start sticking up for these black men. We have to, because if we don't, then who else will? And that's just my position. A lot of black men are abused. They are sexually abused. They're mentally abused. And people just say, okay, well, you need to get over it because you're a black man. Fuck you. It's tough. And we got black men telling other black men to suck it up. And this is the problem that we're having. And I think that discussions like this, we need to be pro-black male. We need to think of ourselves first. Outside autonomous of black community. That has to be it's a very big concern of mine. And I think if black men can do that, I think it's more than obvious we can do that with a lot less drama, with a lot of less bullshit. And we can get some things accomplished. We cannot get things accomplished with the black female agenda on our agenda. It's not going to happen. It's worthless.
I agree.
Yeah, can I ask a question to whoever's next on the panel?
Yeah, sure.
Goddamn, Hustler's Kung Fu just dropped 100.
Oh shit, Hustler's Kung Fu, bro.
Selling crack.
Come on, man.
They're selling crack at that dope.
No, that's Hustler's Kung Fu. Hustler's Kung Fu is a baller. Hustlers, man, you're welcome to come on, bro. He just came onto the show the other day, man. He sold a bunch of courses and shit. That's the guy I was telling you about. Mm-hmm. Hustlers Kung Fu, you're always welcome, man. It's a good show. 397 people. So if you want to jump on, bro, I'll definitely send you a link and you can come on too, fam. So shout out to my man Hustlers Kung Fu. Go ahead. He's in Atlanta too, Dynasty. I need
to connect with him. But this is my question. So a couple of things. Where do we draw the line? Or where do we come with the code? Or do we draw the line now and say, okay, this type of fuckery will not be accepted in the community. If you act this type of way, we're not going to support you. And then RB, do we need to come up with like the universal black man code of conduct that you need to operate like this, or you're excommunicated? Whoever wants to answer that, if you guys want to answer that.
Okay, I think that's a good. Who's next? Was that? Let's go to Reg, the bad guy, and then we'll go to Alan Roger Curry. You there, Reg?
Unmute yourself, Reg.
I think either he's
probably muted.
Frozen. Okay, you got that Negro net. Okay, so. All right, let's go ahead and go to Alan Roger Curry. Let's let Alan Roger Curry weigh in on it. So,
well, number one, I think it was Jay Miller who made this point a few minutes ago.
Okay,
brothers need to chill out on these very broad generalizations of sisters. I remember there was a young brother in my presence a couple years ago, and he said, "Man, black women cannot suck." Oh, is that his son wrong? Okay, his son left. He
ready to go in, man.
You know me, man. I'm an explicit dude.
Yeah, go ahead.
But then this brother said, "Man, black women cannot suck dick to save their life." And I just extended my hand as if I wanted to, congratulate him. He said, "Alan, what's up? Why you extend your hand?" I said, "Damn, man, I want to know how that feels to have every single black woman on earth suck your dick." Because, brothers will say, "Man, all black women do this. All black women don't do this. And I'm like, okay, why are you talking about sisters that you have never interacted with?
Mm-hmm.
So that's number one. You know, one thing about me, man, I typically only address sisters that I've had some kind of personal dealing with. Matter of fact, Oshay, you said you was going to use one of the clips in your upcoming video. Because if you know, there was one sister on YouTube tried to tell me how I should be behaving towards another YouTube host. And as you know, Shay, I shut that shit down quick.
Yeah, he called her.
And I ain't never heard from her ever again. To Dinah's point, as far as when here's the number one thing I always talk about on my show, man. You know, the old saying, you can't throw stones from glass houses. Mm-hmm. Brothers got in. I think even LAR Movement was alluding to this with some of his comments earlier. You know, brothers got to make sure they on top of their stuff before they start coming at sisters.
That is true.
I agree with that.
I agree.
You know, if you're on top of your stuff, you know, you being a responsible man, you know, you handling your business, you a man with backbone and et cetera, et cetera. And then, yeah, you know, but I hear so many men here on YouTube and otherwise that express these criticisms of women that end up being just very hypocritical and when you compare it to their own behavior. Mm-hmm. You know, and I just ain't feeling that, man. And so I'm going to be repetitive in what I said in my early statements when I first got on here, man, is that you got to ask yourself the question, if you're dealing with a high number of women who are disrespecting you, treating you in an undesirable manner, you got to ask yourself, what am I doing to keep attracting this type of low quality woman? This type of questionable character, shady integrity type women. And guys have tried to say I live in a fantasy world, some of what I call my haters and critics, because on my channel, I rarely if ever bash sisters as an aggregate. I don't bash sisters as a group. And I say one of the reasons why is because I've had so many sisters, man, that have looked out for me. You know, some people know my story. Like when I was a struggling screenwriter in LA, man, I was homeless, not for a long period of time. There was like at least 3 times I was homeless for about at least 24 to 36 hours. Mm-hmm. And it was women, man, who took me in, man. Mm-hmm. You know, they was paying my bills and shit. And so I had sisters sponsor book signings for me to help me sell more books. And just I could go down the list, man. So I can't speak to, I don't have this venom that a lot of brothers on social media and on YouTube have. I even did a video called I Cannot Relate to a lot of the brothers I hear on YouTube because I ain't never had a whole bunch of sisters just treat Alan Roger Curry disrespectfully and treat me like a chump and whatnot, man. I don't tolerate that, man. I'll tolerate it once if I didn't know. If I meet Angela today and she ends up acting like a bitch for that first time, then I'm gonna be like, okay, I didn't know Angela was a bitch. Mm-hmm. But she ain't gonna get a second, a third, or fourth opportunity to act like that with me. Mm-hmm. So I mentored young brothers at a local university for 4.5 years, and I done heard all the stories, all the upbringing horror stories, and so in that regard, as you were talking about, Oshay, I am empathetic to that. You know, when a young brother has told me that his mother, you know, just verbally abused him on a daily basis, mm-hmm. or some other relative, or, you know, he saw his father just whooping his mother's ass or whatever, you know. So it ain't like I've been living in a cave. I ain't a sheltered brother. I done heard all. I've been observed, heard it. I've seen it. So yeah, in that regard, yes, young brothers, man, have had some serious challenges from all walks of life. Mm-hmm. And that's where I'm empathetic, because that's different than dealing with a woman on a personal and social level. On a personal social level, you got a choice. Mm-hmm. You can walk away. Right. But when it's your mother, your stepmother, or your grandmother that's raising you, mm-hmm. you can't just say, okay, technically you could say, I'm getting the fuck up out of here if you're of age, I don't know, 16, 17. But in most cases, you can't just leave, you know. So again, you know, I'm empathetic to that. I always try for brothers like that, both when I did it professionally and even informally, man, I always try to be a listening ear. But the thing I always come back to, though, even when I hear their stories, is a book I always recommend to people is Stephen Covey's book, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And that's a very layered book. But one of the main messages of that book is that you can't concern yourself with factors that are out of your control. That's when you get into the either the worrying zone or the whining and complaining zone. For every situation, you got to ask yourself, okay, what can I now do different to make things better or to prevent reoccurrences of past instances? What can I do? Because we all have the power to do certain things to navigate through the remainder of our life, and we got to take that responsibility.
No, some strong points there, and I definitely agree. You know, what I think here's just the thing. I think when it comes to Black women, a lot of brothers do take, you know, some things personal. I think that's where we can lose. I think what you're saying is 100% accurate. I can't disagree. I know it's hard to hear what you're saying for a lot of brothers, because many times we do like to get on and just, you know, Black woman this, Black woman this, Black woman this. But again, we have to do something that a lot of African American women are not willing to do as a collective, and that is be responsible for our own actions. And we need to be accountable for what we can do to improve. And we need to be able to take the criticism, especially from each other. That's how Black men can really become better, because we are making a lot of mistakes, whether it's in our own personal choices with women, whether it's our own financial personal choices and stuff. And shows like this are what we're trying to get some clarity. So he's absolutely right. Let me do this. Brother Simon says we as Black men must have our thing together first. That's absolutely true. We're gonna talk about that tonight too. Let's go to Reg the bad guy, see if he's available right now.
Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah, Stephon Clarke, the way I see it, his brother's dead, and attacking the brother when he's dead, so he can't even defend himself, you know, just because of who he dated, being with the tweets he said. You know, I know a lot of Black guys that's his age said the same thing. A whole bunch of them. It's a problem. And these Black women attacking him, they don't want to admit that it's a problem among Black people. You know, they're actually really trying to hide it if you look at it, you know, as far as the whole picture. But the elephant in his room is his brother. How he's acting.
That's
yes.
Now I'm going like, what the hell is going on? Why is Al Sharpton and these Black leaders letting this guy get away with this?
Benjamin Trump.
You know, if it was one of us up there on top of the counter of that assembly building like that, man, they would have drug us out. We'd be on the ground. We'd have been in jail right now. So this is I don't understand it. Something's going on. Maybe the liberals are getting desperate and shit. I don't know. Whatever the case may be, you know, it's weird. I've never seen this happen in my life. Acting a fool like this. You know, you got ways of protest. Well, hold on, excuse me. You got ways of protest. You know, you got ways of expressing your feelings, but not like this. Not like this. Come on.
Who saw the funeral, man? The funeral was a fucking joke from what I saw.
Oh, man.
I mean, come on, man. It was. I'm glad you brought that point out, man. The elephant in the room is his brother. Red, that was actually that was probably the best comment of the whole fucking podcast, because I completely forgot about his coonish ass brother until me and Dynas was talking about his brother. Dynas, you know, we had some choice words for his ass. Yeah, let's talk about that real quick. Anything else that you want to say? Because you basically opened up a new can of worms on this. Anything else you want to put on that, Reg?
I'm blaming the overheads for this. Al Sharpton and these other guys that's on there, this lawyer, whatever, whoever it is, man. I'm blaming them for this because they know better. they absolutely know better, and it's making us look bad. Letting this young boy run amok, saying what he want to say, do what he's saying, talking shit, you know, like taunting the crowd and stuff and all this. Come on, man, it's crazy.
Let me say this real quick. Let me shout out some people, brothers, man. Marcus Allen always supporting accountability. It's for everybody. Black men come first. My boy Aaron Ferris, I was talking to him yesterday. He went to Rio. I got to get him on, man. Shout out to my boy Aaron Ferris. He says ARC is talking from a light-skinned player's perspective from the 80s and 90s. Shit way different out here these days. Understand black women don't want you unless you mix a thug or white or rich. See, okay, Alan, I knew that was going to come up.
Oh, boy.
That was going to come up because we've talked about this before. We're going to let you get on that Rhodes Scholar non-black pussy mix life work living. $20 super chat. Okay, let me do this because Alan, I'm gonna let you respond to that because I think it's a strong point. We've talked about that before. So it's no different. But let me do this. Let's talk about his brother, right? We know we don't really know about Stephon Clarke outside of the tweets, but if we look at his brother, we can see definitely that they are fucked up. There's anybody, Stevie Wonder can see that shit. Something is wrong with these motherfuckers, right? Expect his brother. So if his brother is anything like his Stephon Clarke or anything, this motherfucker is fucked up. I mean, it's just obvious. So I guess what I want to say is this. You have these black men that are coming out like his brother is, Stephon Clarke, his older brother too. This is his older brother. He's not a younger brother, his older brother. How do you help niggas like that? I mean, anybody, I mean, you can say whatever you want to say about anything else, but I just want to know at some point, Stephon Clarke from my city, you know, I don't have no beef with him or nothing like that, but goddamn, the funeral the nigga was doing the most. The nigga is just, I don't know what's wrong with him, dog. Something is wrong with him. He's sick. Something got to be wrong with the nigga. I don't know. I mean, you know, who was next? I think, let's see, maybe Dynast and LAR. No, LAR. I've talked a long time. LAR, whatever you want to weigh in on, and this Stephon Clarke dude, we got to talk about him because Red just opened up a new can to whoop ass. But go ahead and weigh in on whatever you want to weigh in on LAR.
I'm gonna go to the brother first.
Get his ass, please. You got to get him.
I had a problem with him acting like he was modeling for every label in the world instead of fighting for his brother. Like, and I also had a problem with this. Like, his brother, I get it. I get it. He's mourning his loss at this particular time, but it made me have so much more respect for Trayvon Martin's big brother. Mm-hmm. Because nobody talks about it. That dude went to school to become a lawyer, but that he took his brother's death so seriously. He wanted to work to change something. I don't see that same thing in Clarke's brother. I just see, you know, let me get this Burberry belt and put me on a bandana and start yelling on TV and say I'm fly. Yep. You know, so the brother, I'm like, man, just even when he makes okay points, it's still like, I don't know whether you are activist or you trying to audition for a Drake video. You know, so that's bothersome. A little bit backwards with what Dynast was talking about the code of conduct. I think we know our deal breakers as a group collectively when it comes to, you know, if you say this about the race, you disown the race, you cut off. I think our bigger problem is we are, how can I say this? Our morals are capitalistic. So if we got people in the group who make enough money, they can do whatever the hell they want. We won't cut them off. Mm-hmm. See, you know why people cut off OJ? He was messing with that white chick. But how many people are we going to cut off in our community who actually are productive in a negative way that are with black people? I mean, You think about it. We got black men with posters of Scarface and still wanting to be Nino Brown and still think like Nicky Barnes is somebody to be, but they still in the, you know, we could ride for them. Like we could ride for Frank Lucas, but don't remember Fred Hampton.
True.
What are our deal breakers for the people inside the community who are doing negative shit? When are we gonna cut them off? Because if they make enough money, look, you know, there was a time where I almost got in a fight with somebody because I said T.I. was the dumbest criminal I've ever seen in my fucking life.
Wow. Wow.
To get caught so many times and get so many chances and get caught in and out of jail, you know, you fake for saying he ain't shit for what he's doing. But then I thought about it. You know how quick people was willing to write Kendrick Lamar off because his wife was light skinned?
Yeah, but those people didn't matter though. Like the people who were like they weren't serious though. I mean, they were serious.
Yeah, but that's our community hypocrisy with our code of conduct. A drug dealer is cool. We don't cut off drug dealers. We don't even cut off child molesters in our own goddamn family.
Exactly.
You know, so we need to start cutting off the people within our community who are getting away with shit they have no business getting away with. When other people or other groups involved, we know what to do. It's like we got like Willie Lynch morals. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? So that's just my thought on that, man. I'm done.
You bring up some points. Let's go to some great points. Let me do this real quick. I want to acknowledge a question from a brother that just super chatted. So this is an awesome podcast, man. You know, me and LAR Movement, and I gotta give a special shout out to LAR Movement, man. He's always, well, not always, but we talk almost every day. And I was like, man, I was thinking about doing a podcast on this. And I didn't know everybody was going to show up, especially Alan Roger Curry, because as you know, you got to book him in advance 4 to 5 weeks before you can get his ass home.
Well, you know how these light-skinned brothers from the 80s and 90s do.
Well, that is true. You light-skinned brothers.
That's just how we light-skinned brothers from the 80s and 90s roll, man.
So I know we're gonna open it up, but I love you like a play cousin, man. I really do, man. I'm really fond of you, bro. When we talk, it's always like I gotta recharge my battery and shit because we be on for a long time. So, guys, like the video. So what I want to do is I'm gonna go to Jay Miller Speaks Out. So Jay Miller, I want you to weigh in on whatever you want to weigh in on, but I would like if you could address this question, my brother Idris Singleton. How do we become pro-black male? How detailed is this, and where are the boundaries set? Because some things intertwine and benefit others. Okay, that's a good question. All right, so Jay Miller, weigh in on whatever that you wanted to weigh in on, and then if you could at some point answer this particular question.
All right, I'm gonna weigh in upon it. You're gonna have to ask me the question again. You know what I mean?
Just go ahead and do whatever you want to say, and when it comes to point,
can I make a statement real quick?
Yeah, make a statement.
I only need 45 seconds, dude. Somebody just posted in the chat room, Oshay. That because I know LAR Movement brought up the whole rapper thing. Somebody just posted in the chat room that he's a rapper named Pharaoh Da Vinci. I just looked this shit up. Guess what label he signed with, Oshay?
What label?
Black Market Records. You remember Black Market Records?
Cedric Singleton.
Sibo with Brother Lynch.
Yeah, Brother Lynch.
I know Cedric Singleton. He used to live across the street from me in the Heights.
No, Pharaoh Da Vinci, the Clarke's brother.
Are you serious?
He's a rapper. He's really a rapper. I'm looking at this shit right now. He signed with Black Market Records.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna bring him on. See if I can get Cedric Singleton to come on to the show, man. I just
had to bring that up. I thought they were playing in the chat. I looked it up. His name is. He has rap music. He has videos and everything. Pharaoh Da Vinci. That's his name. So Stephon Clarke, Stefan's brother, Stephon Clarke, is a rapper named Pharaoh Da Vinci. So LR Movement was on to something. He signed with Black Market Records. I grew up. I lived down the street from all the dudes from Black Market Records. But go ahead.
That's the one that that's the one X-rated and it wasn't X-rated. Signed that too.
X-rated. Mr. Doctor.
Mr. Doctor.
Mr. Doctor has slap stuff.
Mr. Doctor on album trash.
Mr. Doctor, man, don't be hating. Man, you from your neighborhood and you hating on them.
They all from my neighborhood.
You coon. How you not gonna like this? right, let me see. Who was it? So Jay Miller, go ahead and weigh in on whatever you want to weigh in, brother.
I was going to address Stephon Clarke's brother also, man. I'm not going to sit here in front. Dude is like a really big clown. You know what I'm saying? You got to go ahead and just call dude out for what he is. And from what I see, it seems to me that he's using his own brother's demise to bring attention to himself. You know what I mean? And this is another thing that happens within the black community. It's like when it could be somebody else's shine, and sure enough, you're gonna have one of your relatives, somebody they're gonna try to bring the shine onto themselves in some type of way, man. Like you guys brought up about the screaming and hollering and all that type of stuff. It's just like, man, this is one of the reasons why a lot of people don't take black folks really serious like that. Now this dude's up in got his rag up on his head, headphones up on his head. You know what I mean? Like all this screaming and chanting with the crowd, and he seemed real disrespectful to the people at the funeral and stuff. I seen a little bit of the Don Lemon what was that interview, and the mean mugging up on camera. When they asked him to explain things about your brother, oh, he was a hustler, he was out to get it by any means. I'm paraphrasing or whatever, but I'm like, why would you say something like that, man? Why would you say something like that, man? It's like, they're using his brother. I'm telling you, everything that his brother says, use it against the case up in court. You know what I'm saying? And this is what I'm talking about and stuff. Like, dude, really, man, he should be representing himself either in a suit, you know what I'm saying, or some slacks, at very least some slacks in a freaking polo shirt or something like that. You know what I mean? Right. It's like the thing about with black folks, I hate to sit there and say it, but this is just true, man. You guys know I'm not lying, man. You give black folks, man, a platform. A lot of times, bro, we have to feed into every single negative stereotype about us. You know what I mean? It's just like, come on now, man. It's just like, it's a bad look. It's already a bad situation. They're gonna use all that buffoonery to justify his killing, and that's what they're gonna do, man. You know what I'm saying? And cats got to learn that with black males, we got to learn that. See, this is what I'm talking about with that hood mentality. See, it comes back to bite us, man. We have to learn how to conduct ourselves more professionally. And somebody, I forgot who was up in the chat room, they brought up the fact that I blame it upon single fathers not being up in the house. So, and see, that's where I believe that black men, we do got to take the L upon some of that. You know what I mean? Like, I do hold black males accountable on a lot of things, and it's like, what, when you lack black males up in the family, this is the outcome and stuff. You know what I mean? You get cats, man, that don't know how to really conduct themselves as men, conduct themselves professionally, et cetera, et cetera. They get in front of a camera and then they start acting a fool, and they don't even see it, but this is just the truth. You know what I mean? They start, perpetuating all these negative stereotypes, man, that's already out there about us. And you already know what the police and the judges, they're going to let you act a fool. They're going to let you do what you want to do. You know what I mean? So you can go ahead and just keep on pushing pretty much what they already think about you. You know what I'm saying? And it's like his brother, man, I'm going to say it again. His brother, pretty much in my own personal opinion, is using his own brother's demise to bring attention to his own self, man. And it's just like, man, we got to get up out of this type of stuff. You even look at cats up on YouTube. What happens, man? I'm not saying this about, I'm just saying this in general. Now, I ain't going to sit there and say this in general, but I'm saying it's about certain cats. You know what I mean? When cats get a certain following, man, they may start off, a certain type of way, but then a lot of times, man, you give cats too much of it, they start feeling, oh, I'm getting these views, this and that. They start, acting a fool and stuff. They, you know what I mean? It's like we start playing into these stereotypes, bro, when we don't have to. You know what I mean? And that's why I try to tell black folks, man, especially black men, quit playing up into these stereotypes like this. You know what I mean? Stop doing this, man. Because unfortunately, you know what? When you do it, they look at all of us like that, and that, that's the truth in my own personal opinion, but that's all I got to say about that.
Let me ask you about this particular question, because the brother wanted to know, and guys, get the likes up. You guys know, I appreciate you guys what you guys are doing tonight as far as the participation. How do we become pro-black male? How detailed is this, and where are the boundaries set? Because some things intertwine and benefit others. So his question is pretty much, how can we, represent ours? Basically,
only pretty much. You speak about the things that affect you. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Like, when it comes down to make sure it's about a black male thing, because like they said, like some of the things. Wait. What's that last question again? Because he said something about it benefiting others.
He says some things intertwine and benefit others.
I'm trying to figure out about how,
let me take a guess at it. Some things intertwine and benefit others. Let's say, I guess, like Stephon Clarke, for example. Where are the boundaries? Because something. Okay, so the boundaries. Okay, like I guess like a guy that's like a pimp or something like that, or a drug dealer, or Stephon Clarke. Somebody in this lifestyle, if he gets the support from us, even though he's black.
Oh yeah, no.
May benefit him in
get
certain things, but
no, we can't. You know what, man? I strongly suggest, man, that we advocate, man, for brothers who are out there really just doing what they're supposed to do, man. I'm gonna keep it a buck, man. When it comes down to drug dealers and all this type of black, we have to understand, man, that just because they're black does not mean that they deserve our support. And that's true in a lot of cases. All right. When it comes down to certain black dudes, man, you know what? In Oshay, man, you brought this up, and I agree with this. How are we finding ourselves in these positions? When it comes down to Stephon Clarke, I gave dude a donation to help bury dude. But at the exact same time, though, I believe that dude was out there doing some things he shouldn't have been, doing, and got himself caught up in the wrong situation. All right. We can't defend everything. You know what I'm saying? When it comes down to, being pro-black males, yeah, you could be for black males and stuff like that. But the savages, okay, the drug dealers, pimps, players, and all this type of you can't advocate for these type of cats. You need to put the black males who have jobs. You see how you're running this podcast and stuff. You see nothing but black males up on it. I have to even go ahead and openly admit, even up on my podcast where I was doing it live, I said, you know what? Oshay has changed the game up in the black male sector of YouTube and stuff. When it comes down to a lot of these issues and stuff, we're able to get up on this platform, talk about these issues as men. There's not a lot of bickering or arguing, debating back. Sometimes there's debate, but if you compare your channel compared to a lot of these black women channels, let's keep it real here, okay? Your channel is a lot more successful at this than theirs is and stuff, and it's more serious. We need to support things like this. Support black males who are upstanding, clean-cut black males that are taking care of their families and stuff like that. These are supposed to be the poster. I don't want to say the poster childs, but the poster black males of the black community and stuff. You know what I mean? So looking out for the best interests of black males, means putting the kids up in school. One's looking out for the brothers, man, who are in computers and all that type of stuff. You know what I'm saying? Educational wise, promoting black owned businesses. When it comes down to men, when it comes down to all these other cats, man, we got to leave them other cats alone. So that's the best way I can go ahead and answer that. If that's the best way I can go ahead and answer that. Sorry, man, if I was too long winded.
No, it's fine. Shout out to ABL. He's in the chat. Some big YouTubers. He said he's on getting ready to do a show tonight. Now I can tell you one thing. ABL would definitely be on this. This is a topic up his alley. He said ABL running because Dinus will roast his ass. I forgot about that. Y'all do got to. Okay, let me do this real quick. Let me go to Alan Roger Curry again. Alan, let me just shout out to this particular brother who Kingdom Truth. Yes, when we act like animals, they will treat us like illegal animals. Okay, so brother Aaron Ferris, who's a cool brother, man, he supports the channel. He actually made a really good travel video, and I'm supposed to have him on here. But he made the comment about you in the 80s. So I want you to actually answer that question or whatever you wanted to say, and then we're going to answer this other question. But let's hear what you have to say about this particular.
Man, I don't even know if I can address that assertion with a straight face or any degree of seriousness, man. With all due respect to Aaron, you say he's cool. I don't know the brother, but what the fuck is he talking about? ARC is coming from a light-skinned player's perspective from the 1980s and 1990s. What the fuck does that even mean?
I can tell you what it means. Let me say what it means. Okay. I guess what he's saying is, all right, Alan Roger Curry, when you start seeing stuff like, your homeless woman paid your bills and things like that, a lot of us outside of probably, I don't know, but I know for a fact Dinus, because like Dinus was like Herschel Walker Jr. and shit. He was an All-American running back in high school and track star. So he might have, so Dinus, it's interesting, like the experiences that you and Dinus have with women. It goes back to that podcast that me and you and Dinus were on almost a year ago. A lot of us as men, like we've never had maybe some of us have never had a woman like pay all our bills or something like that. So when you say stuff like that, it's foreign. It's a foreign concept to a lot of men. You understand? So what a lot of men think of is like, okay, so you are in like a top percentage of men based off of physicality, based off, your light, based off of, and then for those who don't know, like Alan Roger Curry's father, don't mean to throw this in there, was one of the first black optometrists in the state of Indiana, right?
Right.
Okay. And you're a very articulate, smart guy. You graduated what, like honor roll at University of Indiana?
Yeah, Dean's List scholar. I wasn't like summa cum laude, just Dean's List scholar.
I couldn't get a Dean's List scholar on the open book in the open book fucking test in every class. So what I'm saying is, when we're describing Alan Roger Curry or Search for Who, what we're talking about is like, you know, women may think, you know, conventional good looking. You know, you went to, you know, you're honor student in economics university. You went to business school. You're an exceptional writer. You don't represent. And I think what he's saying is this: you don't. You got to leave, Dynast. Dynast left. Okay.
Hey, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I got to bounce too, man.
Okay.
But thank you for having me on, bro. I appreciate it, bro.
Okay. Cool.
All right, man.
Guys, peace out. Okay. So what he's saying is, shout out to Jay Miller. What he's saying is, you don't represent what most black men do. So of course, your experience is going to be different than other brothers' experiences. So that's why, you know, he might have said that. What do you have to say to what he's saying then?
But see, that everything you just said, that's totally different than what you said. It's one thing to say, hey, Alan, you've experienced some things that a lot of brothers haven't.
Okay.
If you end it right there, I don't have any complaint about that. I would agree with that. I've never denied that. But when you throw in, you know, you a light-skinned player from the 80s and 90s, that's almost suggesting that starting with the year 2000, that I've been living on some kind of remote island, not interacting with people, not interacting with women, I got black male clients, man, as a dating coach. Okay. I hear all their stories. I've never been married. I'm still a bachelor, so I'm still interacting with women. So of course, all men's experiences with women are going to be different. That's like a given.
Okay.
I mean, you know, that's just like, damn, I hate to bring up his name, but Obsidian, man, how he first came at me, he said, Alan Roger Curry doesn't speak to the everyday brother. You know, he's a pretentious dude. He comes from a middle-class family, and I dressed him down to the point where he had to offer me an apology.
Okay.
Because I was like, basically like, nigga, you don't know me. You ain't never hung around me. You ain't never socially interacted with me. And so I'm, you know, a lot of it amuses me most of the time. But at the same time, I get annoyed with either the age-related jabs I receive from time to time and or the Alan, you came from a middle-class family background and you're light-skinned. I mean, it ain't like I'm El DeBarge up in this motherfucker. You know, I'm truthfully more, you know, light brown than I am light skin. I mean, when I think of light skin, I think of like El DeBarge or somebody that ilk or Prince. But there is no challenge that a brother who's 21, 25, or 30 can express to me that is totally unrelatable to me. I can relate to any challenge that men have faced, even challenges that I may not have experienced myself.
Okay.
Individually, I can still generally relate to it.
Okay, let me ask this real quick, because this is something I got to ask you. Now, no doubt, I believe that you could. And I just muted you real quick, Reg, and I'm coming right to you right now because it was kind of echoing in the back. Okay, but if you have not been through those experiences, how can you relate if you have not been through?
Well, that's what all of us can be empathetic. I mean, I haven't experienced a devastating earthquake, but shoot, you know I got close friends that have, and when I just listen to them,
okay, I
can put myself in their shoes. Okay. Like, number one, here's things I can't relate to. I know I've been rejected before.
Okay.
So number one, I know how it feels to be rejected by a woman.
Okay.
So if guys are saying, you know, hey, Alan, you know, some guys have tried to almost imply that Alan Roger Curry has never been rejected. Yes, I have. I've had relationships that didn't work out the way I wanted them to work out. The biggest thing I can't relate to is not that I haven't experienced my share of challenges or adversity to do with my love life, sex life, and overall social life, But what I can't relate to is how that leads to the incessant whining and complaining. That's where I'm different, man. I've just never been a brother, man, that when I have experienced challenges with women or disappointments or frustrations, I would never go on YouTube and be like, oh, all black women ain't shit. That I only talk about the women that I've dealt with.
Okay.
You know, and so yeah, I feel like a lot of people can understand things
Okay.
that they may not have experienced themselves. You can still, I mean, come on, man. If Oshay, if you had a good female friend that got raped, you're gonna tell me you wouldn't be able to relate to that, even though you haven't been raped yourself?
I probably could be, you know, somewhat like I wouldn't say relate. Maybe I could be empath. Like you said, empathetic is probably the right word. But I could probably try to be. You would hate to put yourself in those shoes, but I guess that you could try to do that so that you could relate. So in those terms, I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, I mean, you know, it's just, again, it just kills me that people act like, again, one comes from an age perspective. I've heard guys just in recent weeks say, well, Alan Roger Curry, he's 55, man. He can't relate to what brothers who are 25 and 30 are going through in today's dating scene. I may not be able to relate to it exactly from their perspective, the ones who are experiencing it, but I got male clients who are as young as 18. And I'm able to give them advice that helps them out. So if I wasn't able to relate, then my advice would fall on deaf ears. I get testimonials from guys 18 to 29 literally on a weekly basis. I have guys that say, Alan Roger Curry, your advice changed my life. It changed my whole love life, sex life, and social life, reading your books, listening to your audiobooks. So if I was a guy who couldn't relate to people younger than me, I have high schoolers, man, that own my audiobooks. High schoolers. You know, so, and then again, the light skin thing, man, that's just silly to me. I'm sorry. I know you like to call me margarine sometimes when I come on here. What's the margarine? But
I think like, you know, before we get to Reg the Bad Guy, I think that there is a certain when Alan Roger Curry, or even, you know, let's just say Derek Jackson, because those, you know, you and Derek Jackson are both, I think, what you would consider, you know, what ladies conventionally find to be, you know, to be handsome.
I appreciate the compliment.
I mean, nigga, I ain't say that. I'm just saying what they probably might say.
Look at hey, man, I don't think your motherfucking ass has. I'm telling you what these women say.
I mean, you know, from what I see when you be on your channel, don't be like, oh, daddy, oh, king, or whatever, like they be saying. I mean, look. They ain't telling me that shit. So obviously they think you look good or something, because them motherfuckers don't tell me nothing. They just tell me, look, nigga, it's gonna cost you $30. All right, that's just what it is. Shout out to Aaron Ferris. Much respect, ARC. So Derek Jackson, this is what, you know, also women find him, you know, obviously conventionally attractive. I think that what a lot of black men are seeing here is that there are certain type of men that are getting certain types of treatment. Now, if you're not a good looking dude, then you need to be like, and I already knew this when I was coming up. Nigga. My mama was like, look, nigga, you need to work hard in life, motherfucker, because you ain't gonna get no pussy no other way, which is, you know, pretty much true, right? So either, you know, you're a guy that's like conventionally handsome, somebody might say light skin, buff, athletic, you know, dude, you know, very funny, or successful, or a rapper, or a thug. You got a lot of black men that say if they are outside of this particular, I'm getting old, categories of men, then they're not going to get treated well. So when an Alan Roger Curry or a Derek Jackson or a Lil Wayne or something like this says, like, I don't have too many problems with black women, then typically how black men thinks is, oh shit, sinful to peace might come on. You know, we have, for this particular situations, you know, when a black man hears somebody like Alan Roger Curry says, they'll be like, okay, this is why he's saying it. Because he hasn't had the same experiences that like 98.8% 85% of other black men are saying. So that's just kind of where I wanted to get at real quick. But let me do this real quick. LER, I guess whatever you want to win, then we'll go to Reg the bad guy. And I'm gonna see Sinful to P just emailed me, so I'll send him the link if he wants to get on. I know he just had a hangout. Go ahead, LER.
Ultimately, I think some guys are jealous because they got to work harder than other guys. Some guys don't have to say much because girls would like them, whether they be attractive, whether they be the physique that they're looking for, whether they have the persona they're looking for. That's what it is. And if you're not that, you got to do other things. I mean, one of the problems I find with some of us that we don't want to acknowledge is, if somebody doesn't have to work as hard as you to get women, that isn't a reason to let yourself go and complain why nobody really likes you. You're going to have to work on self-improvement, And some guys don't want to improve themselves because they're too busy being jealous. Like, you see it all the time. A guy's like, oh man, she likes him because he has such and such. Well, why don't you work to get that? Well, I could never do that. Well, shut the hell up. Just shut the hell up. And there's certain things you're born, you are who you are. Mm-hmm. If somebody's Shaq size, that wasn't Shaq's doing. And if somebody's Spud Webb size, that wasn't Spud Webb's doing. But they figured out a way to make it work for them. So what you have to do is figure out a way to make it work for you. Mm-hmm. You don't necessarily, sometimes I look at it like it's like a man draft. People want to be everybody's first pick, and if you get drafted, if you're her first choice, that don't mean you're not going to be a bust. That just means you're her first choice. And if you want to be her first choice, well, do what the other guys did to be the first choice, but I don't see a lot of guys doing that. Unfortunately, just like you said, girls like Derek Jackson. Maybe Derek Jackson was, skinny as shit 20 years ago and started lifting weights. And that's part of the reason why they start to like him now. Mm-hmm. He can say whatever he want now. So, work on yourself. I'm done.
See, let me just add, man, LAR just broke that shit down, man. Mm-hmm. Kudos to you, brother, man. Because see, that's my main message, almost probably to a fault on my channel, man. My basic attitude is essentially everything LAR movement just broke down, which is work on self-improvement and personal development and leave that whining and complaining at the door. Mm-hmm. That shit ain't gonna help you. Because if you want one quick tip for some of these fellas, no woman thinks that whining and complaining about them is sexy. I ain't never heard no woman say, damn, that dude right there, he got my pussy wet. Did you hear how he was whining and complaining? This was so Ooh, I love how he was just whining. Ooh, I just had to go home and play with myself to hear him whining and complaining. I mean, that shit ain't sexy to no woman.
Right.
Yeah, so I mean, I interviewed, I think, Oshay, I think you said you heard, maybe you did. When I did Blog Talk Radio, I interviewed this well-known actor named Hill Harper.
Okay.
Who's also a New York Times bestselling book author. And we were talking about this at one point related, and he had this phrase I liked. He said, man, he basically said everybody might not be had the height they want, like LAR movement was just talking about. They might have had the height they want, the wealth they want, the facial features they want. But he said every man, if they engage in self-improvement and personal development, is capable of finding their own unique swag. Mm-hmm. He said every man is capable of finding their own unique sense of swag. Mm-hmm. And I had to give him an amen on that. I truly believe that, man.
Let me no, that is true. That is definitely true. Let me get to my man Reg, the bad guy. Let him weigh in because he has a Reg, man, what do you want to weigh in on, brother?
Well, since I'm only a few years younger than Allen. I thought that during the 70s, that's when the light skinned thing started. Basically with the band Switch. And then it came to height with the bars. And then when like the late 80s, like 89 or something like that, that's when Bobby Brown and Guy came in and it switched. So if Allen was still doing what he was doing then and then doing it now, then that has to do with what he knows about women and stuff. That has to do with the game and stuff. How to master women and stuff like that. So this caller, I'm not sorry caller, but this guy on here that said this crack about light skin and stuff like that, they don't know. I lived through that stuff. I didn't let that hinder me. Mm-hmm. I said, look, I know that they into the light skin dudes, so that's all right. I'll find some else to attract the women with. I didn't let it stop me. But some brothers, I know that it kind of hindered them from even moving forward because they were so stuck on it. Mm-hmm. They was mad. Mm-hmm. So, like I said, man, I think it goes back to, knowing about women and stuff. Knowing their personalities and all that stuff like that. But if you stuck up on color all the time, man, you're not going to go nowhere. Mm-hmm. Exactly. I know brothers get mad because I saw a lot of brothers getting beat up, man, fought off of this, man. Back in the day when I was growing up.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah, go ahead.
When it comes to the 60s, 70s, and 80s, didn't Wilt Chamberlain hit the most chicks, and wasn't Billy D. Williams the sex symbol?
That's right, of course. Matter of fact, Wilt Chamberlain had 20,000 women. Billy D. He was
10. He ain't say 20.
Well, I heard 20.
That's what I heard. 20 something too.
Yeah, he estimated. He said he had sex with an estimated 20,000 women.
Yeah, but then Billy D. Man, everybody liked Billy D. My mama liked Billy D. Everybody, my aunts, even guys, they wouldn't say it back then, but they like Billy D too, man. I'm telling you, man, Billy D was the man.
Now, speaking of Billy D, though, if you remember, what was Billy D's appeal? His main appeal. It wasn't that he was. It wasn't so much that women found him per se really, really handsome. Not saying that they found him unattractive, but what was more so his appeal than I would say just straight looks was he had a very cool, calm, relaxed, smooth demeanor.
That's right.
He was considered the poster boy for being smooth.
Yeah, he was real smooth. A lot of
women took to him.
That's right. And so a lot of these young cats out here, they don't know about Billy D. If they did, they would probably, think different of what we be saying about women and stuff like that. Calling you old and stuff, saying that you don't know what you're gonna do. But hey, man, it hasn't changed. Basically, the game hasn't really changed. It's just the players change, the pieces change here and there. Maybe the environment changed, but it's the same thing. You still deal with the same thing.
Right.
The only reason I brought that up because, when I think about the people in my family, like Barry White was the ugliest sex symbol ever.
No, they like him because he sing real good, dog. His voice.
But that's the point. He like Barry White was the prerequisite to Biggie.
I would actually agree with that. In terms of big men, I would agree with that.
Then Rick Ross. Right,
yeah, like that was the prerequisite to Biggie. Like, you ugly with a nice voice, and you can wear a extra large smoker's jacket.
Oh, and the perm too, the laid perm.
Yeah. See, I mean, everybody had their swag. I remember that era. Like they leave Marvin Gaye out of that era. Now, Smokey Robinson was people love Smokey Robinson.
Oh yeah.
But people always said I like the Isley brothers, but they was like Ron look ugly as hell. But they like the ponytail and the voice. People forget about the OJs. Like Eddie was out there doing his thing.
Yeah.
You know, and whether people like to admit it or not, you know, the Whispers with the big ass, thick ass mustache.
Oh yeah, the twins.
Yeah, like they was like 4 foot 3.5. That thick ass mustache.
Yeah, and they got plenty of women.
Now, LAR movement, I'm about to pick on you. See, now Oshay, this is to show you how our brothers will find anything to hate on. Like the brother was bringing up me light skin. You know, I've actually been at parties where a brother who looked like LAR movement, you know what brothers would hate on? What? They say, man, why that nigga got that pointy ass nose, and man, fuck that nigga with that pointy ass nose and shit. Man, I hate niggas with pointy ass noses. And I just be like, okay, where the fuck did that come from?
Right.
But some brothers, they'll find somebody in the chat room just said that a few minutes ago. They said some brothers will find anything to hate on. And but yeah, I literally have heard guys say, man, I don't like dudes, man, with them like white people know them real pointy noses. And it's like, okay, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know, it is what it is. They, you know, technically, you know, if you want to go to it, you know, as far as America, I'm Creole. So the motherfuckers think people who Creole all light skinned, stupid asses. You know, Haitians Creole, but motherfuckers don't say that shit.
Oh man.
Well, you know, it is what it is.
Exactly.
Give me some of that hair on the side so I can put it on the top, then we could be even.
Right.
Oh man.
Shout out to Black Male Talk, BMT Black Male Talk. That's Josh. Hey brothers, how y'all been? I come in here as my getaway. Shout out to my man right there, Black Male Talk. And there's a dude, man. Okay, hold on a second, man. Let me show you this real quick. There's a dude. I'm not gonna call your name out, bro. You think what you're trying to do is like hashtag the end of your statements, trying to get like people to notice your channel and shit like that. This is what I'm talking about, right? It's always one nigga, and you're arguing with the moderators, and every time you're commenting, you're trying to basically instead of you being like shout out my channel or something like that, right? All you gotta do is, oh, shout out to Aaron Ferris. It was a joke. All right. So instead of just being like, okay, I'm gonna support this podcast and shit, you know, shout out my channel, whatever. This nigga, every time he writes a long ass comment, he's trying to hashtag his name. Like nobody can see. I mean, you can tell when niggas is really, 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 really trying, right? Because nigga, your name is your username. When you comment, everybody sees your username. But you hashtag it trying to promote your username because you see this shit is popping and we got a lot of motherfuckers watching. So what I'm about to do is the next motherfucking time that you do that, not only am I going to ban you from the channel, no, unbanning. Go ahead, unbanning, right? We're going to give a nigga a chance. Nigga, I'm going to stop the show on you for 10 minutes and give you the work of not God, but Jesus, the disciples, Moses, Noah, minor and major prophets, nigga. Because a lot of you niggas want to come on here because you see it's a lot of motherfuckers watching and you want to promote your little bullshit ass YouTube channels and shit like that. You know, not trying to participate. Let me tell you something, nigga. All you little trolling ass niggas that think that, you know, because you in here hashtagging your motherfucking name, niggas is going to support you. Motherfucker, I put over $30,000 of my own money into building whatever the fuck I'm doing. So I'm gonna let you niggas know that real quick. All right. That means my own college money. That means I done put over 2,000 podcasts on YouTube. So what you want to do is instead of just, you know what I'm saying, supporting, you want to try to get a name off of the shit I'm doing. Motherfucker, you ain't gonna never get 355 motherfuckers watching you for no goddamn reason. Because if you did, I'd never ever go to somebody else's channel. Never. Go to somebody's channel and try to hashtag my motherfucking name. Answer every comment like a bitch ass nigga. Number one, I'm too goddamn good as a YouTuber. I mean, some of you niggas, real quick, I'm gonna stop this shit real quick. I'm gonna stop it. Y'all, excuse me. Some of y'all niggas have forgot that I'm one of the coldest content creators of all time in black male YouTube. if I'm not one of the top 3 ever. All right. So I had to start showing you niggas on my other channel that if I need to really put it out, like LAR told me one day, said, nigga, all you need is a camera and a motherfucking microphone. I don't need no edit or nothing. I will cook on this motherfucker. Okay. So you ain't gonna ever, you know what I'm saying? No. I'm gonna give you the ban, nigga. I told your bitch ass already. Blocked. Get your ass up out of here with your weak ass channel, nigga. Cause you ain't gonna disrespect my shit. Other brothers is in here supporting the show or super chatting and shit. You trying to come on here and hashtag all the way for free, nigga. Get your motherfucking ass up out here with that bullshit, nigga. So, like I said, if you want to get motherfuckers to watch your shit, then you need to do what I do. Put up good content, be consistent, and put your fucking money up. Otherwise, shut your bitch ass up. All right, brother, what we was talking about? I'm sorry, God bless you.
Hey, Oshay, I gotta, in about roughly 8 minutes, I gotta bounce.
I'm about to close this motherfucker down, man. Anyway, because I got a porn to watch and shit, and I gotta call LER and decide on what motherfucking where I'm going tomorrow. I still don't know.
Pull the trigger.
Yeah. Let's just do this, man. Let me checking for you. Stop the show. Do not fucking orange me, motherfucker. God damn, everybody is super chatting and you oranging me. How the fuck do you time his ass out? See, sometimes I gotta teach you how to treat me on this motherfucking channel, nigga. Do not orange me when, you know, that's a no-no on this fucking channel. Don't do that shit. You know, everybody else is super chatting. Over 40 different motherfuckers are super chatting on this show today, and you want to orange me. Motherfucker, don't orange me. Shout out to Black Male Talk. You see how that works? So, nigga, don't be trying to get my attention, nigga, on some cheap ass shit. Do what everybody else is doing, what the other brothers are doing. You sorry, motherfucker. All right, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alan. What was you saying? Now I gotta teach these niggas how to treat me, man. No, you motherfuckers, man, don't disrespect me, nigga. Much work I put in on this goddamn shit, nigga. You do shit right. What the fuck are you talking about? I'm sorry. Go ahead, Alan.
No, I didn't really have anything to say. But I'll say this, Oshay. If you do 3 more shows after this, I'm gonna be pissed, man. Because one of the reasons I went ahead and joined this particular discussion, because you said this is gonna be your last discussion for the last month. So I said, let me hop in here and get in on his last discussion for the next 4 or 5 weeks. And then watch, your ass gonna do like 3 shows in the next 48 hours.
No. I'm getting the fuck up out of here, man. I didn't really want, but I wanted to do this, man. So I thank everybody. Let me shout out to Black Men Talk. Brothers need to learn how to play backseat and support and build up each other rather than steal their spotlight. This is why we become divided. Stay blessed. Let me tell you something real quick, man. Look, I gotta tell you niggas, man, one thing. And dealing with y'all is harder than dealing with white folks. But see, I don't take shit from you motherfuckers. I really don't deal. I deal with you niggas like I'm supposed to deal with you niggas, and I don't fuck with y'all and take y'all shit. All right. So I do good work. You know what I'm saying? Everybody does good work. Most brothers are respectful, but nigga, you gotta respect me, my nigga. You got to. I don't say, can you please disrespect me? Either you disrespect me, I kick you the fuck out my shit. That's how it is, motherfucker. And you black men, and the reason why y'all niggas don't have shit today, we don't have shit today, is number one, a lot of y'all gotta understand, man, like, you know, when you support other brothers that's trying to support you. I got a good track history of that. We all do a Negro Manosphere and everybody on my podcast, and you niggas gonna respect me. That's just what it is. I don't take nothing less from that. So if you motherfuckers can't do that, you won't be here. That's just what it is. All right. Anybody got to say anything else to say, man, before we get up?
No, Shay, you know what I haven't heard you say in a while?
What's that?
When the way you would classically call out people, you would say, wait a minute, stop the show. Stop the show.
Look at that motherfucker. I'll say,
everybody look at Leon Johnson. Don't say anything. Just look at him. That cracked me up. Don't say anything. Just look at him.
Don't say anything.
Oh man, that's crazy.
Yeah, I be having. You know what, man? You know what, black men, man, you gotta be real firm with a lot of brothers, man. Like, you know, I don't mind, you know, but you know, the thing about it is when you let certain shit go, like motherfuckers oranging you in the chat, I set standards on my motherfucking chat. You cannot orange me. My mama can't come in here and orange me. You know what I'm saying? Because if you let the motherfuckers do that shit, everybody do it. And when you come in my chat, you gotta like the videos, you gotta share the shit. I make you niggas work. I don't give a fuck. When you come up in my shit, nigga, you gonna do something. And that just because you got it, because I'm doing something. So you got to do something too, motherfucker. That's what it is. And if you don't like it, you can get your motherfucking ass up out of here. Shit, I ain't playing with you niggas. So, Reg, man, anything else you want to say?
Well, I want to say thank you for having me on here. You know, first time you brought me on here. I'm thankful. You know, I always donate to you. You donate to me. I'm keep it going. I want all the other brothers to do the same thing because I think that's how we build this camaraderie between brothers and stuff. And then eventually it will spread out. Keep spreading and spreading and spreading. You know, that's all I got to say.
Hey man, and thanks so much. Shout out to Archie Thomas. There's some people that donated on PayPal. I love Reg the Bad Guy. Let everybody know where they can find you at, Reg.
Yeah, I'm Reg the Bad Guy. You just type that in. I also got Reg the Bad Guy World, Reg the Bad Guy Beef Channel, Reg the Bad Guy Advice. I got a music and then I got a fitness channel too. So
okay,
that's where you can find me.
You still got some biceps, man. I was talking shit to you, man. I'm gonna take that back. I don't want you to knock me out, brother.
Oh yeah,
because you're looking like Ernie Shavers, nigga. I don't want no problems and shit. You know what I mean? Ernie Shavers, motherfucker. Fuck around and meet him in real life. Hey, nigga, you was talking shit out. What? I'll shoot you. No, I'm serious.
Oh, man.
You hit me, man. I can't win, nigga. There's gonna be some problems. Man. Somebody gotta go. And it won't be me. So I know. Shout out to Reg the Bad Guy, man. Great channel. LAR, man, where can I find you at?
Just find me at LAR Movement on YouTube. Appreciate you having me as always.
Yeah, man,
you're gonna find me every now and then on Reg page. Tell him to get some cereal off that damn refrigerator. And you also in ARC, I'm gonna just tell you this now. I wore the Bears hat, but I hate the fucking Bears. So, tossing this shit back where it was at.
That's fucked up. No, man, to be truthful, I've had beef with my own beloved Bears the last probably 3 to 4 seasons, man. They on my shit list. Their management is fucked up, but that's another story for another podcast. But I appreciate you putting that hat on, man. Much love and respect to you, brother.
Peace.
All right, shout out to my big bro Doug. He said, Oshay, say for all the brotherhood, we appreciate you for what you contribute to the channel and the Negro Master. Enjoy your vacation, bro. Let me say this. There was one dude that made a comment. I'm gonna just say this before we get to Alan Roger Curry. Guys, before he leaves, we still have like I want to say this. For those brothers who have not got the ebooks, I want you to drop your email. We have 3 ebooks free from the Negro Manosphere and my Negro Manosphere comic, right? So I want all you guys who have not, read the comic or anything, it's free. The reason why we even have the Negro Manosphere is because number one, we need our own writers and shit. Thank you, Black Man Talk, trying to send you off and ask everyone to also with $2 a piece give you deserved rest. So we have the comic, we have the forum, we got the Negro Manosphere Awards and stuff like that. So if you haven't gotten any of those things, just email me at planetoshay@gmail.com. We have a new ebook coming out with Donovan Sharp. It's free, right? We're trying to put as much information that we can out for Black men and shit like this because I ain't gonna be doing this shit always. Shout out to Josiah, but we definitely want to get put back into the community, right? For Black men. So we have the Tribalism ebook. We have the How to Stop Simping in 24 Hours. We have the Black Men and Interracial Dating Relationships. We have the comic. If you read my comic, press 1. My comic is off the chain. Reg, have you read my comic yet, Dr. Action?
No, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna get around to it doing it.
Man, you better.
Don't worry, I get you. You
gotta do a review on that thing, man. Dr. Action is a shit. So, guys, I want to tell you, man. I thank all of you brothers, right? And I'm gonna say this real quick before we get to Alan Roger Curry, so he can tell me finance that. Me and Alan Roger Curry didn't think like brothers would be able to support something like this or even like something like this, but you guys are just proving us wrong. I just want to say that we even have more financial support than Return of Kings as it comes from people putting up money, right? And that goes a lot to say a lot. Return of Kings has been around longer than us, and when it comes to monthly people that want to support it to keep it going, Black men are we have more, almost 400 and something Patreons, and they only have like 87. So guys, thank you for your support. And let's go to Alan, man. Alan, where can they find you at, man?
Well, first off, man, thank you for inviting me to participate in this discussion. I thought it was a very good discussion. I just celebrated 1 year doing YouTube video podcasts, and I owe you a large percentage of the credit. For your listeners who don't know, Oshay bugged me for about 3 months. He was a good sales. He's like, come on, man, you need to get on YouTube. I was like, man, fuck YouTube. He's like, no, man, you need to come on here. And I came on here, and I've dealt with some nigga shit, but it's been highly enjoyable. People can find me, my YouTube channel, and I see somebody posted it in your chat room, which I appreciate. JPV, Junk Pile Video, appreciate it. I'm under author Alan Roger Curry. That's my main channel. Author Alan Roger Curry. And then I have books on Amazon.com. You can just put my name in the search on Amazon, Alan, ALAN, Roger, ROGER, Curry, CURRIE, and my books will come up. And finally, my main website is Direct Approach Dating, as one word, directapproachdating.com.
All right. So guys, and I'm getting the emails right now. So from Chris and Paul. So I just want to say, man, thank you so much. And that's okay. So guys, thank you for everything that you guys have done. I will definitely be back in like a few days or something. I'm still like, don't know where I'm going. So I'm just going to charge this ticket to wherever I'm going. Cause I got a American Express. They got a pretty good limit. So I just charge the bitch and then I just pay for shit later as it comes. You know what I'm saying? I know that's ghetto, but that's what I'm going to do. Cause but I want to shout out to Kevin Green, the Sandwich Fund, love you brothers. Shout out to JL, the Kampala Chicken Fund. Guys, I love you guys, man. Thank you for supporting us. Thank you for just, being there for us, man. Like really Alan Roger Curry and Kung Fu's Hustlers, the LAR movement, and Reg the Bad Guy. We actually can say that we have a community of brothers that are intelligent, that really want to produce some kind of content for us because we know that there's some camaraderie. We can actually bring our best people to tell us certain things, and that's what I wanted to do. Because I don't have all the answers, and I'm not the brightest guy out there, but I do know some of the bright people. And Hustlers Kung Fu came on and gave a hell of a show last week. And a lot of you people were inspired by that. Alan Roger Curry came on and gave a hell of a show last week also. And it's just good, man, to have all these brothers, man, to come on and just be able to drop this type of knowledge. I thank all you guys. Anybody got any last words?
Oh, man, just keep doing what you're doing, man. And I hope wherever you go, man, you enjoy yourself. You're a traveling brother, man.
Well, shit. Well, usually I spend my traveling going down to the street and to the subway because I ain't got shit to do. So that's what I typically do. But guys, let me do this. In Reg, man, we're gonna have to hook up and do something when I get back, man. Guys, the Negro Manosphere Awards is up. Okay, I can't post the link in here, but go to the negromanosphere.com and it will say vote for your favorites. Now, as you know, Alan Roger Curry, he's winning a lot of categories. He's like, hey, Oshay wins the vote and gonna close. So he's competitive, man. He getting his people, man, to vote for his ass. Man. So,
damn.
I ain't gonna lie, dude. I did. Once I found out about the contest, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I posted in my Facebook group. I posted on my Patreon page. I said, hey, man, give your boy a vote. And but I see LAR Movement, man. He got the single most votes for any individual in the category, man. He got like 2,000 votes for most versatile YouTuber.
Yeah, he got
I was voting for myself over and over again.
yeah. So a lot of people, and you know what? This is what I wanted to say, man. But the thing about it is this: even RB the Breakthrough, he saw he was losing the pump chasers in the exercise category. He had his fans come on and vote. And the thing about it is, we have all these black male YouTubers. Shout out to my man Z-Man out of Toronto. He has like 100-something thousand subscribers. I just talked to Eric Stanley briefly today. He's the violinist. If you guys remember Eric Stanley, he He's the violinist that kind of specializes in hip hop.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I had him on, you know, his videos. Like he was doing a stream today. He had like 500 people live watching him on Facebook, and I went and super chatted. So you know, we have guys like that are really like. I have like some really big time friends that are at bigger profiles than me, like Alan Roger Curry and Chris Jones, the Pump Chasers, and RB the Breakthrough, and they get a kick out of this type of shit. You know what I'm saying? And that just goes to show that as black men, you know, we need to start our own award shows and stuff like this, even if it's small and it grows into certain bigger. Then this is what I tell you guys about being autonomous as a black male community, because nobody's going to, you know, put these awards up or stuff like that. And that's what we need to do. You know what I'm saying? It just gets brothers interested in stuff, and it gets the competitions going, and it gets, you know, it gives, and I'm gonna start doing these every quarter. So that way, you know, every quarter and stuff like that, you know, we can have certain things and give awards and stuff like that. So guys, I'm excited about it. So Alan Roger Curry is winning the best YouTuber award of the year as of right now. I'll keep the poll going for the 2 weeks, and he is winning the writer award. So it could be we take home both the awards, and if he do, y'all gonna be mad. So go vote. So again, Zaire Phoenix, the comic is on the website. All right, guys. So anything else you guys want to say?
No.
All right, I'm getting the fuck up out of here. Peace.
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 Peace.